What's up, chat? What's up, YouTube? This is the new podcast 197. We got Scomo, the oldest 5'5" guy we've ever met, in the building to talk about Madden, all the good things. The newest Leon Sandcastle Team of the Year. Leon Sandcastle is out this today. What we know about, and what content does for Madden, how great the market is, and all the good stuff. About Madden streaming, everything involved from the top to the bottom of Madden. We got the chat here. Shout out to all the people that check in on YouTube on the daily. That's what's important. You guys keep it going. So one day we will be a successful YouTuber, maybe 2025 at this point. So there it is. Why is this guy going to be on? He's a Millie. That's a terrible attitude to start. We just can't have these. See, this is what I mean? I try to bring my friend Scomo, who's used to the daytime crowd. He's used to the daytime crowd, and then this is how the nighttime crowd starts acting early. This is how they start. Right off the bat, just off the top rope. Trevino, what's up, man? How's the podcast of his live? Cold-water. Well, this is what we do. Why do I got to do what everybody else does? This is what we do, buddy. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you. Did you check out EA Stream? Apparently, EA Stream, they had my man RG out there in a suit. It looked like he was struggling a little bit in the suit, but but apparently we got Team of the Year cards. I cannot wait. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Team of the Year is tomorrow. The newest Leon Sandcastle card will be out. I'll be honest. Putting Amaranth on Bot Wars for like 30 seconds might have been an L, because this is all you guys talk about now. It really is all you guys talk about. It might have ruined my content. It might have done it. Because literally every night we talk about it. Dude last night, with all seriousness, he didn't even put it in the chat. He whispered me like, yo, man, I didn't want to tell nobody, but I think you should check her out right now. I'm serious this time. It's something special right now. Dog, when somebody looks at Amaranth and types, it's something special right now. What are we doing? What are we doing? It's something special right now. Yo. Oh my. I'm not even going to tell you who it was. I'm not going to tell you who it was. And it was not Skimbo. It was not. It was somebody else. I'm not going to tell you who it was. Who is something special right now. I was like, dog, what? It wasn't Maddie. I'm just telling you guys. It's something special right now. It was nuts. I did not check in, I'll be honest. You guys have made her... I'm kind of mad at how much attention you guys are giving her. It's frustrating. Sometimes you having a bad game of Madden, you look over and all you see is Amcam. Like, dude, what are we doing? What are we doing right here? It's kind of nuts. So you guys are kind of taking it too far, Check Maddie's eye. That's not happening. That's literally not happening. Maddie can live another night without mod because of not checking it on YouTube for 3 days in a row. I'd watch Amcam play Madden before I watch fucking Scomo. Okay, Boosh. All right. That's tough. Maddie's timed out now. I've just had enough. Like, he's just trying to make it. See, we have fun all night. Like, we just have fun all night. And then, Maddie makes it about himself when we're trying to have a good show. And then for me, that's not what we're doing. It's tough to put on a show and then your chat wants to make it about them the entire time. It's tough, Like, it's cool if it's like a 2 a.m. stream. We can laugh but, when you're trying to put on a professional production here, what are you going to do, right? Did I hear Skimbo has spinach and grilled chicken for lunch? You know what that means? He's a Sonic right now, tearing down. Not yet. Probably like 2 a.m. He'll be a Sonic. He'll be a Sonic with an icy drink. I like cherry vanilla Coke flavored ice cream. Nasty. 44 ounce cherry vanilla Coke. The double gulp. Double gulp. Nuts and jerky. You know what? He's like you know what? You know what I do to stay fit, Dubby? I eat nuts. You know, I'm just sitting here playing Madden, eating nuts. You know, and it keeps me not as hungry throughout the day, and I'm able to make it through a day. I swear to God, I just got a bag of nuts I chew on. Oh man, y'all be letting this shit go down. Got the Pepsi Zero. Honestly, kind of a dub. All right. Was an amazing day in Madden. We had EA's Team of the Year reveal. Hip hip hooray. Hoorah. You know, I don't know if you guys watched. Scomo thinks there's a lot of 40-year-old men that watch EA Madden team reveals. Scomo's like, yo, there's actually 40-year-olds in here. Now, I don't know if that was Cap and him just trying to make himself feel better about himself being in there and, like, taking notes and stuff. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think there's 40-year-olds in there watching RG sweat and talk about cards? I don't know. My man Ethan with a tier 1. There's 40-year-olds. I don't know. Demon is 43. I watched. Holy shit, dude. You got Netflix or what, man? You're just like, I'm watching EA Madden tonight. Scomo's 42. It's kind of nuts when you think about it because he's like small male, you know, he's 42. But all right, let's talk to him before I start killing him. He could defend himself. Yo. He can fight back. You really are 40 now? Wow. For the big 40. Wow. Did it hit hard?
I feel young, and like obviously like people think I'm young, and I feel like obviously I felt like I've kept up pretty well. But yeah, it's I feel like I really never felt like I was 30, and like I always kind of felt like I was 25, and now I'm just 40, and it's just damn.
40.
Yes. Tough.
I mean, you did like the last 5 years. You went. I'm getting old. Let me get in shape and stuff. Cause like, you know,
Yep.
7 years ago you were like a scrawny little kid, and then you're like,
Yep.
all right, man. You know, I'm an old man now. I'm gonna be a father. I can't be, you know, this scrawny little male. You know, I gotta get brolic now. Now you're like a GI Joe. You know how like GI Joes always have like a squad, and they always got that one small guy they got to put in like the ventilation shafts and shit because you can't all be 6'5" GI Joes. You got to have like the small guy that could do like small, small activities and stuff. And you're like that, yeah, like Jet Li. Yeah, you're like Jet Li. Like we had a squad, like, yo, we need that guy that can crawl through the ventilation shaft. That's you. You know, that's who you are now. You're like a GI Joe.
Exactly. I'm
shoot.
hero.
Yeah, just think if it was like me, you, and CC and stuff. Like me and CC not gonna do the damn. We not gonna do the damn ventilation shaft. We need somebody. You know what I'm saying? You know, who knows?
No.
Somebody gotta be able to climb up on the roof and stuff like that. You know.
No, I played like obviously I played sports and stuff when I was younger. I played college baseball, and I played college baseball at like 140 pounds. You know, I was 5'8" playing college baseball at 140 pounds. But yeah, you know, starting to get older, I started hitting like 170, and I'm like, okay, the metabolism did finally slow down a little bit, and I'm like, I'm looking like old man now. So yeah, I got back in the gym, and I've pretty much gone 5 days a week for about almost 3 years now.
Okay, now Burmer says you dye your beard. Do you dye your beard? Because Rob told me I should dye my beard because it glows white and it looks like I have boogers on my mustache and my face.
No, this is just 3 different colors. It's like black, red, and then lots of like. See, I think because my hair is like I got a red beard, and I think the red kind of throws off the gray, so it like blends it a lot more natural. Because if it was just dark hair and all this gray right here. Because this is all gray hair if you looked at it real close, but I think all the red hair kind of blends it in pretty well.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I would have that problem too, where like my beard was a little bit lighter than my hair, but the hair part we got rid of, so it doesn't make it
My
that
hair up here is doing well though. Like
Yeah, you do.
I'm doing well up here though. I fixed this, and we're
So
doing
what?
well.
So we're not shaving the peak anymore? Is that
No,
dead?
like I mean, we shave it just a little bit because once again, like I swear to God, like it'll grow down and touch my eyebrows if I don't like trim it up. But like we just kind of we don't push it back. We just shave it.
Okay, so how many subs do we need to get the baldy?
To get the baldy, bro.
I don't understand this. Like it grows back in like a month. Your hair would be. It's not
I'm
like
worried
you
now
have
that I'm
this like
at the
Jesus
age
hair or
that like
something.
it might not. What if it doesn't grow back? What if I
Then you just
shock
have
it
a
so much
baldy.
it just doesn't grow
Then
back?
you just have a baldy. You'd
I
be a
can't do
respectable
that.
person. You're right. You're a little too short. See, the thing about me is 98% of people they can't see the top of my head. You know, but you like everybody's looking at it like, damn, look at this bald shit. You know, pretty much the whole time.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah. So, well, at least you got the hair going for you. Now, before I get into anything, we do have to revisit your Bot Wars epic performance. That was the first thing, we do. Because me especially in the chat, we were absolutely blown away by your performance on the biggest stage of Madden career. And I can't lie, I was a little nervous for you. I was like, damn, Micah been labbing, he's locked in. Scomo worried about a million other things. I don't know if he's really dialed like that. So I was a little worried, and then you came out like gangbusters, and you were like Super Saiyan, just out of body Madden experience. So how did that come about?
Bro, if there was Vegas odds, the odds swung so hard, so fast. Like everyone was like, "Oh, Micah, like he's not gonna be that hard, that sweat." And then it was just like the day before, all I started getting DMs and like 80 and football was hitting me up. Is like, didn't he just beat like some other pro? And he's like, "Isn't Vose there?" And he's like, "I just saw him, and like I think he just beat 88." And I'm like, "What the hell?" I'm like, okay. And then you DM me is like, I thought I was, you even hit me up. You're like, I thought I was setting you up for something easy. He's like, but I hope you're ready. And yeah, I mean, I played well. I mean, obviously, I hit into your ebook. That was, we weren't that far off of coaching sessions. I've been playing a lot. I know you give me shit, but like I play the game. I play every day. I play, I mean, just because the people leave my chat and leave my stream, that doesn't mean I'm still not playing. But, I'm playing the game, and that day and that night before, I locked in on a few other games. I literally locked in on your ebook that day before a few other things. Made a few adjustments for kind of like my own thing, because I feel like, when you run meta, if you run it so close, Vose is probably telling them exactly how the setup was. But if I change one or two like little things, it just threw them off. And it's just like, Dubby said do this, but like, what if I just put a flat here? And like that motherfucker, like, that was a pick six, and I was like, there it is. And I was like, okay, cool. And it was a lot of fun. I appreciate you, inviting me onto that. That was definitely a lot of fun to do. I actually made it finally onto the Need It podcast. I remember a few years ago, we hit you up about being on the Need It podcast, and you're like, this is only for pros.
Yeah, well, at one time it
here.
was. I really just did everybody that won a belt and won a championship. We brought them on here, and then the chat was super responsive to having people, different people in the Madden community. And I said, I got this crazy platform that we're going on almost 200 episodes. So I'm like, let me start getting more people on here and more engaged, rather than talking to the chats all day. I talk to them. These are my friends. Like, this is what my life is now. I don't know if you feel that way, but like, this is what I got is the Twitch chat. So sometimes I'm like tired of talking to them all night. So it's definitely tough. But yeah, it's my goal to bring more people on here and eventually get to especially you market people and you content guys, because we kind of suck at that over here on this chat. Well, my chat is apparently really good at it. They know what to do and what sets to do and stuff. But I'm not that good at it. So it's a whole different world. I feel like we've met at this pinnacle of Madden, but completely different paths. So that's always like a topic or a discussion to begin with. Like, how do you get to this path, and how did it start for you as a 40-year-old Madden guy now? Like, when did Madden start for you? When was like, I love Madden? Are you like at 40, like you're going back further than like you like that's substantially further than
It
me.
is.
Like you were
It
playing
is.
video games pretty much before I was born.
Oh
Me,
no,
yeah,
I
that's
played
kind of
like
nuts.
I legit remember Tecmo Bowl, like literally Lawrence Taylor Tecmo Bowl. Like I think I played every Madden there is, like legit. At some point, I probably played every Madden there is. You know, I mean, I've been streaming over 10 years. Like we just did, you know, the last Zero Chill was like my 10-year anniversary of streaming. Like that's a very long time to like do something. Say like I've been doing something for like a decade. So like I was late into the whole thing. Like I was one of the first, obviously, you know, Madden's, you know, Mutt streamers. There was a bunch of other guys there, but I was one of the first partnered streamers there was with the Mutt Crew thing that we started, obviously. And but that was like at 29, 30 years old, you know, just getting into it. And like I just had the natural love of Madden. You know, I've told the story many times. I worked retail, grand opening stores, you know, I was a sales manager, all that kind of stuff. And I pretty much walked out one day just tired of doing it. And I wanted to go home and play Madden. Like that was literally the thing I wanted to do. I literally just got done working the holidays, you know, did the whole Christmas rush and like I want to go home and play Madden. And none of my friends in the neighborhood or around me had the newest Madden because everyone had kids now and like everyone was getting older. And I just went on the internet and I started trying to find, there was no Mutt yet really. It just started coming out basically. And I tried to find some people to play with CFM. We got into a CFM. Then the Mutt thing downloaded and like people started getting on the Mutt. I met a few other people like E-Rock and Code and That Sports Gamer that like really kind of like were doing some things back in the day because it was obviously just older guys back in the day because those were the only one really had, you know, you had to have money to, you know, put all the stuff together and, you know, stream at that point. And that was it. It took off for that. So like, yeah, I mean, playing video games, you know, I've had Nintendo, I had Super Nintendo, I had, you know, everything.
Now, when was the moment when you were like, I don't want to work no more. I'm going to make this my job. And what was that thought process like? Because I tell people if you're thinking about leaving your job, you should just leave. Because, you know, like,
Hmm.
because obviously if you're a lawyer or something, you're not leaving your job for to play Madden. The only people
Right.
that think about leaving a job is like, you know, if they have a job they don't like or they don't love and it's shit. You know,
Right.
otherwise they wouldn't even, the thought wouldn't even cross their mind. So what was that thought process for you like?
I mean, obviously getting into it early, you know, I wasn't making crazy money, but I was working like retail management and that kind of stuff. So like my salary was like 60 and like I hit some good bonuses and stuff like that. So like I had like a good salary, but like that frustrated me. So I had good sales experience. So I kind of went around and started working at a few car dealerships selling cars, but also like teaching the older guys how to sell the new technology because that started going around like when there's a lot of new technology going into cars. So I was like teaching that kind of stuff, and it was just like I'm making $3,000, $2,000, you know, streaming, doing some of this other stuff, and it's like I'm making $3,000, you know, doing these others. Like you put it together, that's great, but I just felt like, you know, I can do more, and I was like, this can end up being something, and I didn't have any other great opportunities, but just following sales. Like that was what I was good at, was talking and selling. And it's just like, unless I really just wanted to go all out and be like, you know, a real estate agent, which I felt like I can go back and do that at any time. You know, it was like I can, you know, be an accountant, you know, do, you know, stocks and all that stuff. I was like, I can do that at any time. And I already met Shannon, and Shannon was just finishing up some of her school, and she started her nursing path, and she started making some money. And I had a house, but I had other people living with me. So like we had no kids, we weren't married yet. I had other people helping me pay for the bills, and I was like, my expenses aren't that much, and I was like, we taking a shot. Like I never looked back, you know. Like I called them. I was like, I ain't coming in today. And I literally have been streaming, you know, every day almost since.
Now, so when you met Shannon, and that's your wife, obviously, for these
Yes.
chatters. Now, what percentage were you into the Madden? Like, was Madden like half of your job or half of your like career,
No,
so to
I
speak,
met
or were you
Shannon
just
when I was still at like H Greg and stuff like that.
okay? So
I met
she
her on a
was
cruise. So like I wasn't streaming, I wasn't doing anything. So like I was a manager at that point. I
okay.
was, grand opening stores and she was in school. She was, in finishing up graduate school and that kind of stuff to be able to get her masters and everything.
So you met her on a cruise, like
Yeah.
so I would assume that people from all over the country were on this cruise. Now, did you
hmm
guys? So essentially, were you guys long distance when you first met her? How did that work?
I was in Charleston and I was in Charleston, South Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
She was in Georgia, but actually in Alabama, but she was still going to college at Samford, which was
Okay.
her last semester there. So we did like long distance for like 2, 3 months because it was really like the end of the last semester, spring break, and then you're done. So like it was like, and we did long distance for a few months. It worked out really well. I went to go see her. We had a lot of fun. Went to a Braves game, met her family. She finished school and came down to visit Charleston, and she legit never left. So.
Mm. There you go. See now I obviously we're old now, and most of my peers in Madden are old, and we talk about this all the time. I feel like this is a stressful job to put on a relationship, especially when you're first starting out. Now I never had that
Yeah.
problem because I met my wife when I was already like, like, all right, this is, yeah, I'm making money from this. So when you're at that point,
hmm
they really can't tell you shit, right? But when you're
Right.
at the point that a lot of people are, where it's like, dude, I'm barely making anything, but I love it, right?
hmm
That's a stressful thing to put on a relationship. And you said it was a little easier because you had more roommates and it was less that you had
Yeah. I mean,
responsibility for, or what?
I hustled everything. I mean, I tried to make as much money as possibly I could, as many different outlets as I possibly could. Some more suspect than the others, especially when I was younger. But like, I did whatever it took, to make sure that everything was good to go. And we both worked really, really hard. And I knew, she was a very, very, smart person. That she had a good career path, and it was going to be a long path, but if we can just get her through school, it was going to be pretty good. And, once she started working, our means were still, obviously very low. So it was, it's easier to, do that kind of stuff. Like we just had our kid. Carter is, 19 months old. I'm 40 years
Mm-hmm.
old. Like we had a career path that we were just trying to, grind. We had goals and different things that we wanted to figure out. We moved a lot because obviously she trained every time she wanted to get promoted. You usually have to change, locations to actually get the promotion. And it was a grind, but she's kicked ass and she's made it to a point where we thought it was going to be around, 50 years old, and she's made it before 40. So,
Mm. And she's like a heart surgeon, right?
no, no, she is director of Kaiser Permanente's Atlanta region for uh fraternal fetal medicine. So basically all the babies and everything through Kaiser Permanente's, all their hospitals and doctors, she's in charge of making sure that everything is set, all schedules, people, doctors, staff, everything is done for all the hospitals and everything. So she's trying to be basically a chief operating, nurse operator for like a hospital or something. She's
That
very
sounds pretty
smart.
heavy. It sounds a
Yeah,
lot more involved
she's
than we
crazy.
are. A lot.
Yeah, she's crazy at her job.
Yeah.
She's crazy at her job.
There you go. Love to see it. Love to see it. All right. So, how when you first got into streaming, like, what was your shtick, I guess, or what was it always? I'm gonna be this card content guy. Were you ever like, I want to, everybody wants to be good at Madden. Was it ever some
Right.
of you like, I want to be the best MUT player? I want to go stream games and win, or what
Well, you
was
got to
like the
remember when MUT first
evolution?
came out, there was no comp.
Yeah,
There
there
was no
wasn't. Nope.
tournament. It wasn't that sweaty, when everything came out. Madden was designed to be a team building community, type of, play with the sets, build your cards, build your team, and go in and play with the new cards. And obviously, I collected cards. I liked the whole, pack opening experience, and I liked all that kind of stuff. And it being so new and there was no sweat back in the day, like bro, if I load up, I don't even know, Madden 12 or some shit like that on Mutt, like I guarantee my record's something like 180 and 20. Like it's something
So you were the
crazy.
sweat,
Like
is what you're saying. So 10
because
years
like
ago, you were the sweat
you
in
load
Mutt.
up your
Okay.
team. Like it was pay to win. It was way more pay to win back in the day. So like obviously, having, being able to rip bundles back in the day because a legend bundle used to be like $30 and would get you like almost every card back in the day too. So like you would just load up bundles. It'd be like 4 bundles. Let's get it. Like you'd get all the new cards and just go in the game and play. But it was very different back in the day. Cards really made a big difference. You could have gold cards with speed. Like it was a completely different game back then.
Now, Nah, when I got into Mutt, well, first of all, I played Mutt. I didn't know what it was. Like Madden 12 and 13, I was just nobody did it that was good at Madden. Like nobody, because it wasn't nobody played it, so nobody did it. So like when I was doing that, you always get like laughed at, like that's a dumbass mode. But then you like start seeing this, like, oh, this is pretty cool. All right, I can get these. I remember a Bruce Irvin card was like one of my first cards I got. I was like, all right, this is dope. I can put any card I want anywhere. So just build your team and stuff. But when did that kind of change to where because like I said, when I started, it was sweats. Like your boy Snaponic was a sweat. Our boy Hot Shugs was a sweat. T-Raw, Rose Bowl. These dudes were beating the shit out of people on Mutt, And it wasn't until, and these guys were the cream of the crop. They were, right? And they were they were beating the shit out of people, And then it wasn't until Madden 16 when they opened the floodgates and told the real comp players, this is where you play for money. This is where you play the big tournaments. That's where it changed to where, okay, now all the people that were playing regs, now they're playing Mutt now. And now you really see who the best players in the world are. And all those guys kind of like had an awakening. Like, okay, I'm not this shit that I thought I was for the most part. Is that kind of
exactly
how it
no
went?
exactly? I remember. I think it was Madden 13. So if you remember, if you're really old school Madden, you remember Twim this week in Madden, Z Farrells and Gibbs.
Yeah. That's the boys.
The boys. All right, so I used to know them very, very well back in the day, and I used to get ragged because I played Mutt, and all they did is talk about regs. But then, obviously, Mutt built up. So they invited me on Twim one night to play Mutt, and they load up their team, and like you said, they think they're the shit. And they load up, and I flood Farrells, and Gibbs is just in the back, just chirping away like there's no way you're letting Scomo beat you, like going through the whole thing. And Gibbs just like loads up on the sticks. He's like, I'm beating Scomo, and I beat Gibbs too, both of them that night, and it was a lot of fun. And they realized like it's a whole different game, and I think that kind of like, I think EA started pushing people. Obviously, they was probably getting more directed to play Mutt and that kind of stuff from the people above, but. I think that was kind of the start. And then 14 really introduced it, like you said. And then 15 popped off, with everything. That's when
So essentially, you were the catalyst by beating Gibbs and Farrells, the Madden Bible and Gibbs. By beating them, you kind of propelled Mutt into the spotlight, pretty much.
I am the person that announced Weekend League. Do you not remember that?
I mean... No. So was this your idea? Was Weekend League?
No, it was not my idea. No, not at all my idea at all. But I was at the EA Play event with Jake Stein doing the interview, and Jake Stein on my vlog used my vlog to announce Weekend League was coming to the next coming Madden when we were at the EA Play. I was the one that announced Weekend League. Me.
There you go. So you are a big catalyst in the Mutt community. Now, talk about what I want to talk about is like working with EA. When did like it become like, obviously, and this is how I started, like I always like, that's like my goal to work with them as much as possible because they're like Madden, and if the more I can work with them, the more successful I can be because they can kind of propel me and help me, and then so that was always like a hope of mine. Was that always how your mindset was? And when you become like, all right, I don't want to work with them no more, or they're not putting effort into us as streamers? And what is that storyline like in the 10 plus years you've been doing this?
I mean, if you want the straight, easy, short to line storyline, is obviously I'd love to be. I mean, the whole part of them propelling me, like, I can't say that it isn't because of EA that didn't help me, put me, and give me my platform. I won the Mutt giveaway. They gave me the Calvin that, I got to show off on my first stream. I then got invited down to EA, which then they gave me, the first scandal I was ever a part of, when they gave me the egg to tell everyone this egg's in packs, and I show everyone this egg. And that fucking thing was not available, like, for anyone to
The
pull.
first make
So
rights? Damn.
that was the first make rights, but they didn't give anybody make rights, bro. And that was like the first thing. And then obviously, I got invited to the Game Changer program. I was there and suggested Kralo should be a part of the Game Changer program because I felt like he would be such a great help there. And I went through a lot of stuff because obviously, like, I loved video games. I wanted to help be a part of it. And I wanted to do everything as much as I could to kind of like grow upon and along with them. But after like 2 or 3 years, and I started generating all my own money and realizing like they're really not there to help you. They just want to like suck everything that they possibly can out of you that you're just willing to offer up for free and then just move on to the next guy. And that was, as much as I would love for them to contribute, to help out creators, because I feel like it wouldn't even take that much, A few years ago, it was going to take a lot because coin deals were crazy. But coin deals aren't as good anymore. The market has changed. A lot of things have changed. But like when I see people like Popular Stranger and I see him doing these mailbag videos every time I'm like, he better be getting a check every time. And we know he's not getting a check. Like, he deserves a paycheck. Like, even if it's just $200, $300, $400, $500, he should be getting something for doing those videos every time. And like, they are just not going to support someone like that. They just aren't. They're just rather get the person that feels special to be a part of EA. Like,
No, I feel like
that's cool to get people going.
there's kind of a scale from when you start. You're like, damn, if I could work with EA, I'd be popping, right? Like, okay, I can start,
Yep.
and EA can help me, and if I can piggyback off them, because that's how I felt. I was like, man, I'm a Madden champion. They're gonna help me, right? I was like, this is gonna be easy. If I get support from them, I'm gonna just blow up as my content. And then once you realize, you get to this point where you realize you don't need that, like, I'm my own entity. And then it's kind of like, it's kind of almost the opposite, where like, you become too big to the point where they, like you said, they don't want to deal with,
Right.
the bigger. They'll find the guys that are, like you said, happy to be there, because these creators are hoping that this support from EA will propel their career to, heights that they envision for the most part.
Absolutely. I did see someone in the chat say, pretty sure some of those sponsored vids are actually paid. Some of them are, and that's actually not EA. That's actually a marketing agency that does EA sponsored stuff. So EA's paying that agency, and people are part of that. But if you choose to be a part of that, you can't do anything else. Like, it just limits your creator, and it's just like, it's just not equal. So it's like you have to, if you do choose to grow and with this other part of like the Game Changer program just doesn't even exist anymore. Like, it's all like this third party management thing. Like, it's not a great situation.
All
Like,
right.
it's good for a few people, but like that's not a goal to like achieve for or strive for. I should.
Okay. So, is there anything you would change with the EA relationship with their top creators, whether it be on YouTube or Twitch or anywhere? What do you think they could change or we could change?
I think there's a lot of things that they could change. I think obviously just for Twitch streamers themselves, I mean, look how much just offering Twitch drops to everyone really just supports the community. They could have a program saying like you always get Twitch drops if you're in this program, and to be in our program, then you got to do so. Like, that's one simple thing. There's a lot of other things that they could do, especially for like major creators. Points, content. Tweet out a video. Get us. Some of this extra support. Obviously early access to the game. Being able to put out a video. A week or two before the game drops always is definitely huge, but monthly checks to the people that spend 4 to 10, 12 hours of every day playing your game to hundreds, if not thousands, if not millions of people every day seems like a reasonable budget to me. Like, these people are marketing and playing our game, building a community to get people to interact with the game that we're doing, selling packs, ripping packs, and doing all that stuff. Like, they spend enough money. They spend enough money on NFL athletes, buying buses, buying parties, buying, gold cleats for everyone. Like, if they took $1 million and said, here's it all to all the content creators, and then took another little $1 million and put it more towards the MCS and did some other stuff supporting the pros to get them really building them as a pro, like, that's a whole nother thing. I don't think I've ever seen, and correct me if I'm wrong, have you ever seen EA help a pro that's won a belt get them a sponsor? Like, hey, this is our champion. We've helped them sign and partner with someone, and like now they're getting a check from them too.
No,
like,
I mean, no. I also feel like,
well,
because I never had those opportunities, so I always feel like that's their responsibility. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want that's not EA's. I have nothing. Like, I mean, I guess EA didn't do anything for me because I actually had to win. Like, I had to win. So like, at the end of the day, I did the shit. I did it. Like. I didn't wake up. I wasn't born the best Madden player in the world. So I definitely did that. But I was on the red carpet for the NFL honors, so I don't really like kill them too much. But obviously, I'm a different category or a different example than Henry or Dez have been as 17-year-old kids that are as innocent as all get out. These kids should be superstars. For the most part. So yeah, I mean. Obviously,
but just think like someone at Zerk. Just think someone like Zerk. Like, just paying him, you just think like, I know it sounds like a lot of money, but $70,000 like a year or something like that to someone that puts out 2-3 videos a day every day for the last 5 years.
Well, why would they do that?
Nothing to them.
But why would they do that? He's going to put out videos anyway.
Because then they could kind of suggest the content. Obviously, they could stop coin sponsor. He wouldn't, like, if that really is an issue. And actually help promote the game. And once again, it's why? To show that you really want to support your community. Like, show that you're really trying to help build the community and build your brands and build the people around it. You want to stop the coin selling? Like, it's very, very easy. Write a check. You'll stop coin selling really easy. You want to get certain promotions and things done certain different ways and stuff. You actually want to get support of the insight. You want to grow your MCS. You want to grow that, like, you want to grow the MCS, the easiest thing would do is inject it with money. You want to grow anything, like, they have plenty of money. And, like, when you see them, do some of the stuff you do, you're just like, well, that could have very easily fixed this and this problem. That could have, handled the community. That could have bumped MCS. That could have helped creators. That easy thing could have stopped coin selling. There's a lot of things you could have done.
EA, my man, the Fox says they need content creator codes. I thought they had that, but they only had it for like 4 people.
They took it away. They took it away. That could be a huge thing, absolutely huge thing. It's not all about just giving free money, but letting the creators earn money, and they're not letting anyone, make an opportunity.
Well, I would
like
never
100%.
get that. So
like, creator codes, I think, would be a huge thing.
I'm anti-creator code. I would never get that. So, for you guys, maybe. But in the day, I gotta be selfish. I wouldn't get it, so,
Creator codes would be cool.
It would be awesome. It was awesome for like 2 days, for like a year. Pop had one. My man Chaos had one. So, shit. I wouldn't get
Why wouldn't you get one?
I wouldn't get a creator code, dude. Now, if everybody got one, oh yeah, I'd be all in for sure. I'd make a video every hour. Use the code to buy your packs, but I wouldn't get a code.
But like, if that was the program and you were in there and there's like, I mean, you don't even have, a coin sponsor right now. So no. As someone that they were like, hey, we'll get you involved in, announcing on the tournaments. We'll get you, in on this. You can, check out the, the Phillies cards. We'll give you some points. I know you're not about that, but like it'll help your content, it'll help your
Dude,
stream
I would
to do
love
that.
everything. See,
Right.
listen, if there was a EA teat for me to hang on, I would love to hang on it. I just don't have those opportunities, I never did. So, you know,
I
it
mean,
is what it
your
is.
end of the
I'm not
year.
anti. I'm not
No,
I'm not the coin seller. I'm not anti at
your
all.
end of the year dollar and your Christopher CP2 savings account would be dramatically different with a program where you could sign up and get 2 Twitch drops every day and a creator code. They wouldn't even have to pay you a check. You just got 2 Twitch drops every day and a creator code. I'm going to take a wild guess and probably say, like, not to really put you on blast, but an extra 15, 20, $30,000 a year probably you would make, maybe even more, 50, 60. If you had 2 Twitch drops every day, your streams would be popping.
Yeah, but we'll see.
A lot of money.
Listen, this
A lot of money. They would help you earn, not give you, help you earn.
dude. Listen, I would love it. I would love all that stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
And for me, it's like that's a wish, right? I would love
Sure.
I would love for money to
Yeah.
fall from the sky too, right? I would love to have a money tree in my garage that nobody knew about,
It is.
So I just live my
But
life that's never going to happen, So
that's why my focus now is like this management stuff, because right now, that has been my knowledge over the last 5, 10 years. It's been, I'm not going to be MMG. I never ever once in my life figured out like, bro, I'm hitting 1 million subs. Like we're gonna be freaking Throne. I'm gonna be MMG. I'm gonna be Eric Rayweather. I'm like never in my mind did I ever think I was gonna be any of those guys. So I've always just wanted to learn how to maximize my stuff. So like that's why I do the management stuff. That's why I try to find the best deals possible. Try to maximize what I know is branding, marketing, and trying to get these deals as much as I possibly can for myself and everyone else.
well, now that I heard that you were a used car salesman, I'm a lot more confident in your bullshitting. I was like, wow, I could really see you on the lot, like with the little thing, with the little air balloon in the corner. I could see you with a suit on and like a hat and being like the used. I could see that now, and I think the check could really picture you as a used car salesman. You'd be great.
I sold washers and dryers. I sold appliances. I sold TVs. I sold surround systems. I sold cars. I sold fucking everything. Things that I want to say I sold. I sold everything, bro. I sold everything.
Wow, see, there you go. So we all feel better about like your salesmanship now. We didn't know you were a used car salesman, so that's definitely big time plus in the category of your job experience. I only have 2 jobs ever, playing Madden and cutting down trees. You have way more job experience. Now, I feel like, and you probably feel the same way, the fact that I worked for 15 years was a super bonus for me getting into gaming, because I've seen so many kids that do it before they even had a job, right? They're 17 years old and stuff. Like they don't know what a job means and what it entails, and I feel like having that work experience has helped me treat this a little more serious and understand what goes into it, and get that kind of work ethic, and essentially that nothing is entitled to me and I'm not doing anything. I see a lot of streamers and content creators crying all the time about whatever problems they may have and what depression they may have from being a content creator and stuff, and how it's a tough job. And I just kind of am embarrassed that people say that, being as though I've worked like real jobs before. And I think when people say that, it's disrespectful to the hundreds of people that watch them that have real jobs and wish they could do this. So that's one thing that just pisses me off when I hear anybody complaining about being a video game player at any stage of it. That stuff pisses me off. So obviously you probably feel the same way, that all your jobs have led up to this career and has helped you immensely.
Oh, I mean, having actual real world experience and knowing how, corporate world thinks, and just knowing like what the other options are. It's either A, you're going to take shit and do shit for yourself, or you're going to take shit and do something for someone else. And every day and I always kind of like pause when I talk about, like, if you have the opportunity to do it and work for yourself, put in the grind and effort for yourself. some people just don't have that mentality and that inside of them, and like, you know, they're more structured and like coming in and just people give them the work and like, you know, all for you. But I just felt like if I'm gonna give someone this much time in, you know, management and all this hours, just like, why can't I do this myself? Like, I can sell myself better, I can market myself better, and once again, my opportunities weren't that great. So, you know, able to, you know, swap them out that good. You know, when, you know, CC is a little different. CC had a great job. CC made a lot of money. CC had some good opportunities. CC kept on getting raises, and CC kept on putting off, like, which one do I want to do? And it still just got to a point where, like, okay, now if I really give this 100%, you know, we can really start making more money. But, you know, it's tough for people to wake up every morning. Like, I wake up every morning at 7:30, get ready, you know, I answer my emails, do, you know, a call or two with CC, you know, whatever other business stuff I got to find off real quick, and I fire up my stream every day at 10. And like, then I do my stream, then I do more emails and follow up, get a YouTube video out. I've been doing that for 10 years. And like, people get very, very frustrated, but that's why I just try to just stay on my routine. I stick to my grind, you know, over my, you know, age and getting older, I've calmed down. I, you know, realize where to focus my energy. And, you know, people do deal with a lot of depression, and, you know, people, I can't ever say anything about people's feelings, but I just think that once again, you know, it's just all about like generations. Our generation, you know, we were out and about more. Our parents didn't take any shit. My dad, you know, loved me to death, but he was an ass, you know, and like, I always had to like make sure that like shit was done. If shit was done, I went to school, I went to baseball practice, then I could fuck around. But if I was fucking around and I didn't go to school and I didn't go to baseball practice and my grades weren't good, then I better have a fucking answer why. And there better not be no bullshit. Like, you just get the shit done. And like, that was just how I was raised. And then like, going through all the bullshit of working retail and, you know, 5 o'clock in the morning, like, bro, I never, like, that's my motivation. Like, I never want to do that shit again.
No, I didn't have a choice. I guess these kids, when they're 17, they have a choice, right? Like, I could go to college or I could try to be a gamer. You know, they have. I didn't really have a choice at 30 years old. Where it's like, all right, do I want to stream or do I want to, you know, just keep cutting down trees and stuff? You know, so for me, that was always an easy choice for the most part. Now, I see what motivates me is that man, it's hard to play Madden for 5-6 hours every single night nonstop. You know, I'm more, you know, the gamer side where I just like rapid fire gameplay for the most part, and it's nice where I'm tired. I don't even want to like get up. Like, I don't want to do this shit. And I just think about everybody in the chat that had to go to work today. They didn't have those options. You know, they weren't able to say, you know, I don't really want to go today. Let me stay home. You know, that's kind of what always motivates me to always go play 5 hours of Madden or 6 hours of Madden, and you know, that's gets it going for me.
I mean, it is. I mean, I'm streaming in the morning when most people are at work. One of my best friends that, you know, I work out with every day, like, he's literally in the stream checking in, and he's usually in a ditch somewhere digging a hole for like a sprinkler system or some lighting system. Like, he works outside in like 100-degree heat in Atlanta. It's just like, I do not like, and it's just like, no, like, how am I gonna complain about what I'm doing? I'm chilling here with air conditioner on. I got my coffee. I got like 3 screens. I'm watching Pat McAfee, and I got my chat. Like, he's out there and fucking working his ass off, and like, I know everyone else is too, and like, I'm not gonna complain about ever what I'm doing ever.
Now, where does this? Because I kind of use you for a catalyst, right, of where my career is gonna go in 15 years. Now, we're different because I'll always be good at Madden, so people will always watch me for that. I feel like you have. Now, this is what. This job is easy for me, for Madden streaming, because I'm good at it, right? So I wouldn't even need a face cam. I wouldn't need anything. I could just play Madden and I would have a good stream. It's like, just talk about Madden. It's easy for me. Now, I feel like, now for you guys, I mean, you probably win, even if you win 80% of your games or 70% of your games, that's really, you're always going to get beat out by a better player, like always.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So I always felt like you guys have such a tougher job and you guys are better. I don't want to say, first of all, nobody's a better streamer than me, but some people, you know, you guys need to put more effort into it and be more creative and be more meticulous in what they do. So how does this job for you how is it going to transform in the next 14, 15 years? Because that's what I worry about as a 35-year-old man. Am I going to be playing 5 hours of MUT head-to-head when I'm 50 years old?
I treat my stream every day like a podcast, basically, because, you know, I am only live for like 2 to 3 hours. Obviously, if it's a big day and like there's not much going on, like outside of like family and stuff, like I'll be live longer and maybe do a second stream or something like that. But my thing is stay consistent, 2, 3 hours a day, every day, just get it done. You know, 5, 6 days a week, just get it done. And I go live, and from 10 to 10:30, I'm usually just full screen still for like 10 to 10:30, and like we're not touching a video game yet. I'm basically just sitting IRL, and that's when we're talking sports, whatever TV show we watch that night, and you know that's. I feel like if I can stay just, you know, connected to what's going on. Obviously, I'm still going to watch sports, stay, you know, apprised of what's going on. I obviously I watch a lot of movies and TV shows, that kind of stuff. Like that can take a lot of the content of what people would come in and listen to, maybe on their AirPods while they're just sitting at work and that kind of stuff. Like there's so many people in my chat. I have sometimes 1,000 people in my room and like 20 people chatting because I have 900 people with AirPods in just like lurking and watching. Like that's my chat.
Yeah.
So like I feel like keeping everything at the same pace. My community is, you know, building my community. You said like this is your friends. Like that's how I tell everyone. Like people say, how do you become a streamer? You don't think you're gonna become a streamer. Like never ever think I'm gonna become an influencer. You can't say I'm gonna become an influencer. I am gonna become a streamer. No, play games with your friends. If you can't get 5 friends to play games with you and watch you play and switch with those 5 or 6 friends playing games, then you're going to have a hard time getting 20 or 30. So, like, that's all it is just getting a group of friends. And, like, that's all my chat is like, people checking in. Like, my stream, I got people now that have been sub 5 years, 6 years. So, my thing is just stay consistent. And I feel like if I stay consistent and keep on being myself, as I grow, my chat's getting older too. And I feel like, you know, as long as we just, you know, everyone's should still be vibing together.
Now, I feel like you even more so than me. I think I'm learning how, I don't want to say we're dependent on Madden, but if it's a better game, we'd be like double successful. You know, like if it's I feel like, damn, you know, Madden 20, first of all, I think it was one of the worst Maddens, but it was like really popping, right? And it's like, damn, if I was putting the effort I'm putting in now the last 3 years on Madden 20, I'd be way more successful. You know, I hope we get another popping, exciting, fun to play Madden like that in the near future, because that will just propel all of us. And I feel like, as I was thinking, preparing to ask this question, I'm like, I feel like you're kind of even more on the content side. If you get bigger, better promotions or bigger, better drops and stuff like that, I think you almost fluctuate more than me. It was like, if it's like Winter Chill or whatever, Zero Frost or whatever the hell it's called, like that's a big deal for you. You know, for me, it's probably like, is the gameplay good, right? That's a big deal for me. But you is like, man, is content gonna be popping this week? Because I feel like what people watch for you fluctuates so much depending on how great the content is. Are you like, do you realize how important either their gameplay or their content structure is for our success?
Oh, of course. I mean, the biggest thing is like obviously the gameplay, because like you're not gonna like the content if you're not playing the gameplay. Like it just, as much as everyone says like, oh, they're just content guys, like no one buys Madden or gets on Madden and is like, oh, I just want to rip packs. Like there's no one that just does that. Like people want to play Madden. Like people play the game casually, and there's people that, you know, simulate seasons and all kinds of just weird stuff that people like to do. But there's all kinds of things that people use Madden. But if I say it all the time, if you went, when you go to the next Philly game and you walk around a tailgate at a Philly game, at a football event, and just start asking people about Madden, you're going to have a few people like, oh yeah, I play Madden with my boy. And they play with their Madden with their friend that they know when they hang out. or they think the game is trash and they haven't played Madden since like '07, right? And like they say that. Like
Mm-hmm.
the stigma around the game is just so bad, and I feel like if they remove that by getting better gameplay, putting more effort into more support into the community, and like really just kind of like getting rid of this copy paste mentality that they don't care about producing the game, that all they care about is the brand, and they produce a better game that doesn't glitch out people's franchises and everyone loses their franchise and the competitive players feel like it's competitive. And the hardest thing is, and I feel like Fortnite is such a great, example, that is one of the most competitive. They played on the highest level, millions of dollars for championships and everything. But also, you can have it as the most casual, like little 5-year-olds play it.
Mm-hmm.
And you need to find a way, wherever it is. I don't know. I'm not smart enough to know whatever it is, but they need to find a way to make the gameplay more enjoyable. That my brother-in-law that plays 7 games a year can load up the game and have a fun experience. That I can load up the game and have a fun experience, and that you and Skimbo can load up the game and have a fun experience every night. Because if they can accomplish all three of those types of people, yes, then we're sitting in the stream with thousands of people when we're just chilling. On a non-content day like Wednesday when there's no content, I still have 1,000+ people. And when it is zero chill, then maybe we're sitting more like 5, 10,000 people. Like I topped out at 3,500 or 3,600 or something. Oh wait, no, I did hit 5,000 I think this year. But I think like most of the time like my peak is about like 3,000. But I think I would average peak more around 5, 6,000 if obviously the game was better and like people just felt like Madden's a good game. Like you go to the gym, you go to the bar, you go to a game, and you talking about people in Madden. It's gonna be like 20% people that think Madden's good and play it, and 80% that gotta have something negative to say.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, now you referenced 3 different groups of people, right? Like as far
Mm-hmm.
as Madden players. Now, which one would you say is more important? If you were promoting Madden or you were in charge of Madden, which one would you target the most? You can't please everybody. Which one would
I
you
really
target the
do
most?
say it's me because like most people are gonna get to like my level. Like if you put in the time and play the game, back when Weekend League was actually Weekend League, you get those 16, 17, 18 win people, those are gonna be your most people. Those are the people that are on all the time, spending the money, playing, and that's gonna be your largest group. I feel like that is your middle class per se. Like that is the core of the game. The casuals that only get on like every few times, like it doesn't matter how much you really cater the game to them, they're still only going to get on the game for 3 hours a week. Catering to more of once again the people like me, but still making it a competitive game to people where they feel like their skill matters is going to be the big thing. And I feel like maybe like, obviously better ways to play, not so much like the whole matchup system is just it's a struggle. And I mean, I'm sure as someone that's in the top end, like when you play MUT champs, how often do you just play the same people all the time? Or you're playing the same guys, same guys, same guys, same guys, and like it sucks. Like there's no reason why you should ever be playing the same people. Like there should be more people that you should be playing against.
Hmm. The offline people. See, Eric is like that's my benchmark. He knows. Like he's like hipper than us.
Mm-hmm.
He knows because he like made a
Mm-hmm.
video of like with Patrick Mahomes threw a touchdown in every Madden and stuff, and people love it. So and he knows the people, and he thinks maybe there are people that just still play by themselves in the room, or against their friends. Maybe that's still a thing. Maybe that's still like, maybe it is. I don't know, but
No, there's a lot of people that play offline. There's a lot of people that play against their friends once again in that like, hey, come over, let's play Madden. Like I feel like that's still, they sell copies of the game. They do. But like when you're talking about like a community, like and people getting on to like watch the game and interact with it, like it's just nowhere near an Apex or a Call of Duty or, a Fortnite or anything else like that. Even it's not even close to 2K.
Well, 2K is easy to play. Madden's too hard. Simple as that.
2K is easy to play. I mean,
Madden is
MLB
hard.
should be bigger too, because I feel like, I mean, some people it's really hard because they
Well,
can't take
baseball.
and
First of all, baseball's already. They're changing the rules to try to get hip with the Nate. They're messing up to begin with. Like baseball's good because it's baseball. You can't try to make baseball basketball. You can't try to make baseball football. You can't try to make baseball the red zone channel, right?
Right.
Baseball is its own entity. It's its own thing, and it's great for that reason. If 14-year-old kids don't want to watch baseball, then go to hell outside. You're not going to appeal to everybody. But
Right.
that's kind of. But I just think Madden's too complicated. It's too hard for people to play. But that's what I like about it. So I never want that to change. I've always think they need Madden Arcade back, or they need Rushing Attack back, or they need mini games back. And I've
Mm-hmm.
worked with these football. I've played multiple team football games, right? And it's like this is what they need is an NFL Street that's buku easy, right? But you can also be super sweaty, like you said. I could tell, like anybody can play it. I can go play with my little cousins that are like 7 and 8 years old. They can play NFL Street. They can't play Madden. This no. It's kind of boring to the point where like I go around and these my little cousins or whatever, and they're 8 and 10 years old. I can't really play them in video games. They don't know what the hell they're doing on Madden. I
No.
think they need an arcade mode, and I played the STG football for those guys, and I sat in a meeting with them, and I said, this is an absolute gold mine if you can execute it the right way. And,
Mm-hmm.
I think that's just one of these companies going to come around and do it the right way and make it as close to Madden as possible. And then, but they need to
I'm
pick up
interested
and
to
play
see
game.
Maxim. Are you gonna play Maxim football? Are you gonna check that out? I know Eric's done a few videos on that.
Well, they probably, Eric, they probably pay him buku money to play Maxim football, So I'm available, Maxim, as streamer, I'm available. So I don't know if I'll go play your game for free, but I'll check it out. I probably will, but I'd love to.
No,
I'd
we
love
uh
to play
we,
a
we
different game.
tried it. I think it was like 2 years ago when they did that drop, and like you had to pay for it, and like everyone was hyped out to like really like play it, and like it was just so incredibly bad. But apparently they made a lot of improvements. Hopefully, it's good. I mean, I think they're advertising physics based, and I hear a lot of real gamers talk about that. Obviously, I feel like, Madden on the engine that we have is, really the impactful part of it because it's just so animated based.
Okay, all
People want
right.
more
First of
physics
all,
based,
no, no. First of all,
gaming.
how do you make an animated game not animation based? Yeah, I hate when people say that. All
I
right.
don't know.
Yeah, that's what people just throw around. It's animation based. No shit, it's animated. That's like saying Toy Story's animation based. It's fucking animated, dude. Like that shit. When people say that, they lose me. I'm done talking to them. The game is animation based.
It's
No
like
shit. It's a video game.
because like you watch Maxim football and they're like, this is physics based, but they're all doing the exact same thing, and it's just like because they have no animations in the
Yeah.
game.
Yeah. So I'm not. I love the
Yeah, I mean
animations of
that's
Madden.
always like I said, I don't know what the answer is, but if there's a way for them to be able to figure that out, then yeah, because then you're gonna draw up just everyone. If you make the game more fun to play, fixing some of the gameplay issues, and they don't have to make it game breaking, but I feel like they change, improve some of the gameplay. They change some of the gameplay modes and how we can play with our teams and different experiences, and change the way that it matches up the games and searches different stuff. I think also would be a huge, huge.
Are you pro or anti abilities?
I think if they removed abilities from everything, they just got to make everything work again. So like,
Yeah.
because before back in the day, it was just traits and those things mattered. So like, as long as like my quarterback can throw the ball without set feet lead or gunslinger, then I'm down for no abilities. I'm down for no abilities because I think it's just gotten way too far out of control. My defense has 17 people activated. Like, I mean, It's like you got to have them activated to be good. Like, I
Yeah.
don't think that was the design of the game. So they started realizing, like, hey, if they're not activated, they don't do anything. It's like, well, I don't think that's a good design there.
Yeah, that's if they don't have ability, they're not activated, they don't do anything. And I think they used abilities to kind of patch the game this year, right? Like it
Yeah.
was a man coverage meta. Okay, let's put out Cooper Cup with 0 AP. He can beat man coverage for free. I think they kind
Mm-hmm.
of used it to patch it. If you realized during Thanksgiving or the first 2 months, they kind of stopped putting out those man to man corners. They started they started using, rather than adjusting the AP or anything like that, they started putting out cheap man beating cards or more zone corners for cheap. So kind of push people to play a little bit more zone as opposed to playing man coverage there early in the year. And I think that's kind of how they used abilities. And I think abilities are a great debate topic for Madden because I think there's no right answer, and I think they're awesome for me. I guess I don't even take full advantage of the content that these abilities provide every single night. What ability do I have on that guy? What ability do I have this guy?
Right.
I want to try something different tonight. I'm not just going to run out there and run zone. I got to switch all my damn abilities. Let me put abilities on this guy. Okay, that guy's in a slot. What ability can I put him on a slot? It gives you such an opportunity to be much more creative and try new things all the time, different setups and different alignments with your abilities. So it keeps the possibilities endless, right? So that provides such a freshness to the game every single day if you want to take advantage of it for the most part. So that's the super positive part of it, right? So it gets the game more engaging, but it's also frustrating because, I hate knockouts of any type because they just bail
I
out bad
think the
defense and things
problem
like that, yeah.
I think the problem that was occurring is like obviously with Mutt getting, more mainstream and they wanted to go competitive around Mutt, like stats really just didn't matter. Like stats just don't matter. And I felt like for them to fix that, like you said, they use it to patch the game. Like the abilities were how, players can stand out and just like that shouldn't matter. Like other things and like if they could code things better. And I mean, they always talk about the legacy code is what holds Madden back because they got to use the same stuff that they did the original games with. But the stats matter, then you wouldn't need abilities. Like stats, just have differences matter. Like how many times back in the day, like you'd be like, oh well, does this stat matter? Does that stat matter? Like I think, in my chat, people like Snap was laughing at someone and they were like, his throw deep accuracy just like is not that good.
I
And
never
Snap
believed in
like,
those. I ever in my whole life. In my whole life, I look at accuracy for
right.
anybody.
It
But
is
yeah,
just like, bro, it's just like throw deep accuracy doesn't matter like at all. And this kid's just like, I'm not switching him. He doesn't have good throw deep accuracy. And it's just like, bro, that doesn't mean anything. Like, but like if stats mattered, then like that stuff would be cool. Maybe like you wouldn't need abilities. Stats would matter.
dude.
His throw deep accuracy maybe would matter. Like I don't know, but it doesn't.
Yeah, the one thing that's a crime that doesn't matter, and then as an old man player, hit power is completely an irrelevant stat. And hit power used to make things move around the Madden world. Hit power was a big deal back in my day. Back in my day, hit power is what you paid for. Back in my day,
Mm-hmm.
hit power. Dante Whitner, Deshaun Golston, Patrick Willis, boys, that used to matter. And you used to play people. You used to care about speed and hit power. That's it. But give me hit power. It used to mean something. Now, it means absolutely nothing. Absolutely. And that is the most depressing thing as an old school Madden player, that hit power means absolutely nothing.
My chat keeps on telling me I need to change my users, but I've been using Prez and Hitman because they come preloaded with Avalanche. It's like, bro, I want to cause fumbles. I either want to pick the ball or just lay a fucking hit stick on something. So like I run Avalanche. Like hit power doesn't matter. You give me 0 AP Avalanche, like let's go. Like I'm running that.
Okay. That's tough. Yeah, so that's the big, because I'll be honest, I never believed in ability. I was always like, I was never a threshold guy. I always hated that, so I never believed in. I mean, I believed in it when it was obvious, like 91 zone or
91
90
zone
route
was a
running.
thing.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
definitely a
You
thing.
gotta show me that. I gotta see it multiple times for me to believe that any shit like that, you know. But after a week of throwing interceptions to a 91 zone, it's like, okay, you guys might be right. But you know, I'm never the one to figure out all
I
that
got a
stuff
nasty
and everything
Skype call story for you. So
Skype.
this was
Are we still Skyping it up? Or is
yeah.
CC and the boys
We're
still
still
on
Skyping
Skype?
it up every day. It never stops. But no, Toke, Toke came in and it was like Shugs. I think I want to say like even Kilo was around, but it was like Shugs, Snap, Row Combo, and like all the guys. They're labbing, they're doing all this stuff. They're all knowing what they're talking about. They're playing the game, and here comes Toke into the Skype call, probably like fucking 7 beers deep, and he's like, "Yo, this fucking Jalen Ramsey's like really good. I think he's just nasty. I don't know why, but he's so good." And we're like, "Bro, he's slow as shit, and he sucks." And he's like, "This Jalen Ramsey's God, bro." He's like, "I don't know what you guys are saying, but he's making all the plays." And then like they tested out and they were like, "Bro, it's 91 zone." And like it was the 91 zone. It was so funny. It was
Yeah,
that's what it was.
Yeah, so Toke is pretty much the smartest out of all you guys in Madden. That's actually nuts. Like, dude, that's insane. Toke, if we had Toke is like, he's like user. Like user is like our Toke. Like, all right, Toke, you're an asshole. Like, you don't know what the hell you're doing, right? So
Right.
I don't think users ever come up with everything. So if he came up with that, we wouldn't listen to him for like a month, you know. So that's kind of our equivalent of Toke is user for the most
Exactly.
part, so now talk
it was
about
Chris Harris, Gus. Gus, you're right. It was Chris Harris. It wasn't Jalen Rand. It was Chris Harris.
Yeah, Eric Weddle was the guy too. The first Eric Weddle that year. Chris Harris and Eric Weddle were like 85 speed, and they were tough. And I was like, and this is another positive of abilities, right? And even ratings. Well, you could just say ratings. When the hell is Eric Weddle or Chris Harris card ever usable in Madden before either thresholds or abilities? Cooper Kupp was amazing. Like, Cooper Kupp, one of the best receivers in the NFL, never would be the best receiver in Madden in my life. Never would a 6 foot, I guess he was kind of tall, a white guy that wasn't super fast be that good in Madden. So abilities make the players that much, especially with discounts, make those players that great, especially pocket passers. Now, well, the whole game is a pocket game this year, but even Dan Marino last year, or there was passing quarterbacks that didn't necessarily have escape artists until later in the year where Henry was cracked and everything like that. But the abilities kind of make historically unusable Madden cards very valuable, like Cooper Kupp, like a Drew Bledsoe, or Tom Brady even. Like Tom Brady was never really a usable card ever in MUT until
he's the best
last couple
quarterback
years.
in the league.
Yeah, so it's like for me, Devontae Adams, cards that don't have that top end speed or top end size, now they're usable because of abilities. Now you can definitely do that. They can definitely do that if they just change the attributes like they did in Madden 18 with the 91 zone, things like that. But it makes cards. Even Steve Smith. Steve Smith was never an amazing MUT card, but he was great this year because he had a discounted ability. So that's another positive of abilities. They all piss us off and everything, but they have a lot of positives. That's why I think it's a great debate topic that can be had to some extent, because I do think there's such a positive around abilities that people, as we get frustrated by playing this game every day, but they do provide a huge positive, for the most part.
No, like if they can do more stuff, like obviously like tall guys being able to ag, but then they need to be able to have like Tyreek Hill just, be more agile and, get open on streaks more, like, just what, all those kind of different things like to really matter. They added like change of direction, which I feel like does matter a little bit, but like it also just really doesn't matter, I think, to a point.
Killed speed. They killed speed by putting it up on 1+ speed every 2 weeks for you have to consistently buy the new cards, right? Back in my day, Gold Brashad Perriman played all year, right?
All year.
So they can't drop a Tyreek Hill day one that's 94 speed when everybody else is 90 speed, because then Tyreek Hill will play for 2 months, so they'll never need a new wide receiver. So they completely killed speed in MUT because of that, to keep a consistent ladder of everybody moving up the ladder. That's what MUT has become. MUT has become just a battle pass that you have to pay for, essentially. That's what it is. If I don't get my cards this week, I'm not going to have that 94 speed. I'm going to be stuck at 93, right? Whereas back in the day, speed mattered because it was a 4.5 point. I'm playing CFM and dudes are 10 goddamn speed faster than me and they're burning the hell out of me. You never have to deal with that with MUT. Every card is damn near the same in MUT, outside of abilities and their height. So that's why speed's irrelevant in
Did you
MUT.
see the MLB pitch this year? Basically that talking point right there. That was the MLB Diamond Dynasty pitch this year. Is they're basically giving everyone access to the 99s right away. That they want to stop the chase for the new card. So like it's like grind the card that you get to get the better one, and then like you can have all your 99s right away, I guess.
Well, Skimbo put me on a theory about MLB, right? And this is my theory.
Okay.
That this year, Madden, what is it, MLB 22 that we played? Was that this year? The current game.
Yep.
Was so bad, and they copy and pasted MLB 21, right? They didn't really change it. It was the same game. But Skimbo's theory is that they literally put out the same game a little bit worse, right? So when this MLB 23 drops, everybody's minds want to be blown. Everybody's going to think it's the greatest game ever, and they're going to be like, oh my God, they listen to the community. This game's amazing, and it's going to get the best reviews ever because they just put out 2 years of the same shit that we had to play, right? We just had to play the same shit for 2 years. In fact, 22 was a worse version of 21, and everybody agreed with that. Everybody hated it. So now they're going to drop 23, and it's going to blow everybody's mind. And so the reviews are going to be 10 out of 10. People are going to be so happy. You know, so they purposely put out a shit game in 22 just to have this epic MLB 23. So we'll see how it goes. We're hoping. You know, for me, I really don't. It doesn't matter to me.
Doesn't want to know my opinion on that one.
Yeah. What's that?
No, I just don't think they have any budget. I think they cut all the budget. I feel like they just went in a few marketing things, obviously with getting Jeter and stuff. But like that's why they didn't patch the game last year. They didn't patch the game. They didn't update anything because they had no budget. If they didn't expand anything. Like the one thing that you saw with MUT when they had the big jump, and when I was invited to MUT in 10, 11, and 12, and like they did 12, MUT was in this closet, and then they literally just demolished the whole building, redid the whole building, was like MUT gets the top 4 floors. Like Sony San Diego Studio is still like the 5 people like still working in the shack, and like I don't think they got that much money. And they were like, here's Road to the Show. We added a welcome animation. They're going to show that they're going to show franchise tomorrow. And I know Dimu's just going to cry like himself to sleep tomorrow after that stream probably. But like, I want the game to be great, but I just feel like they got no support, no money to do anything.
Yeah. Well,
we'll see.
I don't care if the game's great. I'm to the point where doesn't matter if the game is great or bad for me. Outside of Madden, you know, that shit definitely matters for the most part, you know. So, but we'll see. Now we talked about Madden itself. Now this year was a crazy year for MUT with your whole pack strike. You know, you and Xerxes are like the MUT men nowadays, and you guys went on this crazy pack strike to fix MUT. Now, as we look back at the pack strike, first of all, it divided our communities. Okay, it divided us.
Definitely did.
It divided us. It killed the content for like 2 months, right? The only content was Pack Strike. That was it, right? Looking back at the Pack Strike, was this successful? Is this something you'll participate in again and promote again? Do you think it was the right move for peak Madden time around, when was it, like, you know, September and Thanksgiving?
It's hard to say because they still never acknowledged anything, but things like did get changed. Like there was obviously big impact to, you know, the season and the comp pass that they did that next season. They did change some other stuff with the toppers. They did change some of those experience with some of the stuff, but they didn't acknowledge anything like at all. You know, CC and I, you know, and a few others were always very, you know, it's never ever a good point to say what you're trying to play and get people come watch me, but I'm not doing this because this sucks. Like that's not a great approach. Like come watch me, but this sucks. Like I don't want to do this. It's not a great approach to anything. But like it really got to the point that there was also like so many broken things that like everyone was so frustrated that people wanted something to be done. So I feel like I think it was good for the community for the point because it kind of just brought like it did separate some people, but like it let people get a lot of frustration out, which I think fixed a few things. But like this rumor going around, make it or break it year, is that actual bullshit? Did that have anything to do with just the franchise? Did that have to do with the whole bad press? Did that have to do with the pack strike? Did that have to do with every little thing? And I mean, if that was actually comms from someone up above in a meeting someone that matters and says, listen, this is make it or break it year. Either we're going to make a good game or we're changing everyone here. If maybe the pack strike did help get that little bit on top of all the franchise glitching out, all the make rights happening all the time. The game not being up to the par, like they said, with being to be the most polished game there was in years. Like, there was a lot of things that they fell short on with all the different groups. And, we don't have a Kralo there really giving us the comms to know if it mattered.
Good old Agent K. That was your boy. That was your boy.
Was.
That dude could go do no wrong, Mr. Agent K. The community loved him.
He was, at night he was saving the rainforest and, saving needy, starving children.
He was.
And he would, build houses for free and, then he would come and do the morning stream and solve all the mud problems. That was Agent K.
They loved that, man. They loved that poor guy.
They gave him a fucking heart attack. Legit. Gave him a fucking heart attack on an EA trip.
See? Just not everybody's built for that job. I don't know how long TJ is going to last. He's out there. He's already looking older. I'll be honest. The beginning of the year, whenever he came in star, he was I thought he was like a 14-year-old kid. I tuned in tonight. I'm like, dude, this guy's 37. I swear to God. I don't know if it's Good Morning Madden and the constant chat. Who knows? I don't know if it's that. There's our boy Joe Bruin with the raid. We got to have Joe Bruin. Now, Joe Bruin has ruined Mutt. I'll just let you know that now. He has. Like,
if you don't have 100 million coins, you suck.
Yeah, first of all, and Joe Bruin has ruined you too, because you think you need to hold on. I hop his Scomo stream. He has 35 million coins. Like, well, you know what? I don't know if I can afford this guy. Like, what in the world are we doing? And Joe Bruin is the one that started this. He started this whole, goddamn economy Madden. Okay, it's like how can we keep up with this? So,
I mean, we were cool back in the day when we hit like 1 million coins, but yeah now now it was 10 million coins, and now they're just like, well, you see that Joe Bruin and Buffalo K have 100 million coins. I'm like, bro.
Yeah, see, and now you're pressured to keep up. Meanwhile, I'm out here every night with 200K trying to scratch or survive. I got to win a Super Bowl to buy the next card, So I feel like a jerk off.
And you're not even getting your coins for your Super Bowl wins.
Yeah. Well, no, we get. First of all, let's disbar that argument. The rewards for head-to-head are good. That's why I don't understand why everybody can. If you can win in Madden, you can supply yourself with plenty of coins. Honestly, you really can. There's no doubt about that.
Let me. You're playing all Madden seasons. There's still an issue with the regular seasons when you get into the playoffs. It's still not rewarding everyone. They're coin rewards. They've still haven't.
So you know what would happen? You know what would happen to me if someone said, "Dubby, this one has an issue. This one doesn't. Which one would I play? The one that gives me coins or the ones that have an issue?" So if you're sitting there playing the one that has an issue and you're not getting your coins, you know what? You're a jerk off, right? Are you not a jerk off? Like, you're an absolute jerk off. And then you have the nerve to go and complain about it? Like, you're a jerk off, Now, first of all, you should complain because the shit should work. Let's not say that. The shit should work, okay? But at the end of the day, sometimes you just got to accept, man, this part might not work. Who knows? Let me go play the one that does work. That's all.
Absolutely.
So I will tell you right now, if you win head-to-head seasons, you can supply yourself with a decent team. If you win.
Absolutely.
Now, first of all, I am an outlier 100%, and good players are an outlier. No one's going to win at my rate outside of people that are as good as me. Like the 4 people in the whole world. Like Dez and Henry and Clef and Skimbo. Like that's the other 4 people. So not everybody's going to win at that rate. So it's kind of unrealistic. But if you can win Super Bowls, you will have plenty of coins for the most part. That's how I feel. You got to grind, but for me, I'd rather grind head-to-head than grind the market.
You should have more coins, but you don't open up packs. Like,
I
you
haven't
should
opened
just
packs
have
in a while.
stacks of coins.
Yeah. Why would I
From
open
your
up?
winnings.
I get pissed off opening up packs. That pisses me off, you know? It pisses me off.
But that's how you can talk your shit. That's how you can talk your shit to like everyone. Just like, listen, these are my coins. These are my winnings. Show them off, all your Super Bowl coins.
You know, I realized last night I played 3 games of Madden, Scomo, right? And I lost them all. It was a rough night, but I'd say it was one of my best streams of the month, without a doubt. Without a doubt, it was right. I had the most unique viewers. It was amazing. Unique chatters were amazing last night. It was actually unreal. I had a bunch of new followers. We went 0-3 last night, and it was amazing. So you got to have a good. Chat loves losses. No, chat doesn't love you losing because they're kind of used to that. That's like, all right, you know, you're like a 50-50 chance what we're gonna get. I've always said the key to being a Madden streamer that's good is like you got to win like 95% of the games, because when that 5% happens, it's like a goddamn party in here. It's amazing. It really is. It's a party in here. And people come out of the woodwork. People come off the beaches. Everybody shows up when that 5% hits. It's the way to go.
I don't know, man. Kevin used to be able to stream like 2,000-3,000 people back in the day and lose every game every fucking night. So I don't know. Every night.
Yeah, farming losses might be the way to go. You know, I think it's better when you lose to a shitter though. You know, like I was playing decent players last night, so you're gonna lose to like good players eventually. Like it's just gonna happen. That's the way Madden works. But when you actually lose to a shitter, that's when it's top tier. Oh, that's when it's top tier.
What's more frustrating to me is just like, you know, like I'm streaming. And then, of course, you get the player that knows that they're better than me, and he's like, well, I'm just going to lurk out Scomo, and we're just going to have fun on stream. And I'm just like, okay, now we're just having fun at this point.
All right, see, first of all, let me tell you something about that, all right? It only works if you acknowledge it. You
exactly.
Okay, you just got to ignore it. First of all, nobody with pride is lurking you because you don't have a reputation to where if they beat you, it's something good. You know what I'm saying? Like, who would like? You got to be a real loser. Now, maybe I'm lurkable. I don't know. My biggest goal is to people. I don't want to be bad enough to get lurked. You know, I don't want people to think it's some fucking walk in the park.
You've been lurked more times than I've ever seen. You got lurked by freaking between Jacoby and
my all-time record versus Jacoby is like 98% win percentage, all right? But when he gets, I can't lie, might be the most pissed off I ever get in my life with those games I actually do lose to Jacoby. They might be my top-tier pissed off moments, the actual times it happens, honestly.
And then Earl used to, like, lurk the shit out of you, like, 2-3 years ago.
I mean, people lurk, but, I mean, it's not like, they're not doing it for, like, shits, like, laughs. Like, let me go laugh and make them rage and shit. Like, when they do that, I quit. Like, when people, like, stall the game out and, like, try to be a dickhead, yeah, I'm out. I don't have time for that. But if people just want to play, like, and they play a good game, I have no problem with that at all. My man Vosky with the 5 get to let's go, man. Yeah, so I don't mind good games for the most part. It's really, like, when they... And my goal is to still kick the shit out of those kids all the time. That's my goal. That does not differentiate or change at all for the rest of my life. If I get to the point where kids can lurk me and just beat the shit out of me, it's time to you'll be seeing me go live when you go live, if that's the case. If it's 2 a.m. and I can't beat the damn kids, like at least go 50% against the kids, I'll be booting up at 9 a.m. with the coffee hour with my mug sipping, you know, and a white beard. But that's one of my goals. It keeps me motivated for the most part.
Good.
All right. I mean, are you still now? Scomo, Jalen Hurts rookie year sent me like 10 Jalen Hurts rookie card because he didn't believe in them. He was like, I got these shits laying around. Let me send these to Dubby. They're Eagles cards. Jalen Hurts, he's a piece of shit. He'll never be good. Now Jalen Hurts, all pro, looks like a Hall of Famer. Looks like the greatest quarterback in NFC right now by far. So that was kind of a super gift looking back all these Jalen Hurts cards that I got out of you. See. You gotta have some vision.
That was a good
visionary.
Christopher investment.
You gotta be a visionary. You gotta be a visionary in this card game. Are you still a card shark over there doing the cards?
I'm not doing it as much because the industry is definitely kind of like in a transition phase right now. Like they're just behind. Like we're actually just getting the cards from this past draft, like 2022 season.
Okay.
Fanatics is in the process of kind of like they bought out the NFL, they bought the MLB, they bought all the rights for all these different companies and stuff like that. So a lot of transition phases and different things going on. I mean, I've collected cards since I was a little kid, but I was going real hard there for a while. I think I'll probably come back once I see exactly what, the outlook looks like. But no, I'll still collect some stuff. I got some Giants cards. I got some Kayvon Thibodeau's this year. Got some Wandale Robinsons and that kind of shit. But I have some big cards. I still have like a big Joe Burrow collection. I got a big Herbie collection. I got a like Jamar Chase that's worth a few $1,000s and shit still right now, and I got a few cards. I got a few cards.
So what's like the best card? This Jamar Chase you're talking of? Like what's if I broke into your house right now, and I could steal one card, what should I pick?
Probably either like one of the Joe Burrow or Justin Herberts that I have. I got like a Joe Burrow rookie that's probably like 3-4 grand. I got like you could like little stack like this. You can probably get like a good 10 grand like with a little stack like that.
Okay. Now see, I'm not a big collector. I collect stuff, but I don't collect in the like envision of it being worth money. You know what I'm saying? I feel like cards and stuff like that. You say, when do you sell the cards? Essentially, like when do you like? I never understood like when is the time to sell it. I feel like
if it's a person like
grows.
Giant stuff. Like Giants, if I'm collecting it for myself, like those things, like I'll hold on. Like obviously, I got a lot of Saquon stuff, Daniel Jones stuff, Eli stuff, Lawrence Taylor stuff. I'm keeping all that kind of stuff. The Joe Burrow stuff. If the Bengals ended up making to the Super Bowl this year, I was probably gonna post the Joe Burrow stuff and the Jamar Chase stuff. When they were like, like during that 2 weeks before the Super Bowl, I would have probably sold it like right then. Okay. So like I think if Herbert makes a run at some point, I got some Trevor Lawrence cards. Anytime you got those rookies when they make it to a Super Bowl or make a good run, do a crazy game, that kind of stuff. If they break a record or something, then you want to kind of post it at that point.
All right. So, but why would I do that? So what if so you got Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, right? Take over the Super Bowl next year, but don't you ever think to yourself, damn, these guys could be the next Peyton Manning, Marvin Harrison in 20 years. Maybe when they go to the Hall of Fame together, maybe it'd be worth more then in 20 years or 30 years. I feel like it's something that the value could always be like a what if type of thing, right? Like you kind of got to just guess.
It is, but it's also an industry where everything can go to zero again because once again, it's just cardboard. So like, it's not... It's not art. It's not gold. It's not regulated by the feds. It's not backed by a bank. So like as much as I love collecting shoes and pops or cards or different things, like I'm still gonna get my money to like you want to sell still when things are hot, but you don't want to get out. But if I look back and say, hey, I bought a box of cards for $2,000 and I sold the card for $7,000, but could have maybe sold for 20. Yeah, you lost out on something, but at least that card's not worth $100 anymore. That's kind of like my thought on it.
Okay, see the card man. Now, okay, we kind of ventured into the Giant talk. What's up with your Giants here in the offseason? Big time for the Giants. If they called you, I don't know who the GM now is. I don't know who it is. If your boy Dable, who is it? Who's the GM? Is it not Gettleman? O'Shane.
Yep.
O'Shane, like O'Shane from Little Giants? O'Shea. Oh, that's
yes,
O'Shea.
Yes.
O'Shane.
Joe Shane. Yeah, Joe Shane. He's a younger dude.
Okay, all right. So he calls you up like, yo, Scomo, I need help. What would you do if you were the GM? What answer would you give him as a Giants fan?
I mean, overall, I feel like that's just such a weird thing. Like, I was happy with what they did because out of everyone's issue with Twitter, because I feel like everyone Daniel Jones getting $40 million a year, I felt was 80% consensus a bad move. But out of the 80% people that said it was a bad move, no one had what they would have done. Like, what were the other options? We had a better season than we expected. We have the 20th something pick. Do we just got out of cap purgatory? We just got out of trading and drafting up. We just got out of these things to have the youngest team in the NFL with like the 10th most cap space, and in a good situation and the coach of the year. So like my thing was like, if Dayball went to Joe Shane and was like, this is the guy I want. This is, I feel like they would have went that guy. But there wasn't anything out there really to go crazy on. And $40 million sounds a lot. I'm not paying it. You're not paying it. The people in the chat are not paying it. Some billionaires paying it when he also has a budget of $350 million, and we gave him 8%. 8% of our cap space for a quarterback. And everyone was like, well, Patrick Mahomes deal's great. Patrick Mahomes deal's 14.5% of his cap space.
Well, Patrick Mahomes.
So, like, there was nothing else to do. We have a 2-year out. If it doesn't work out and we find a new quarterback, then I think that's a great situation. I think that if we tagged Daniel Jones, then we were going to have to go get a running back. It's not like we had 2 or 3 running backs and they were just like next man up. No, we got Saquon Barkley and then Breda. Like, he's not bad, but like Breda's a backup and needs to stay a backup. Like, they did what they had to do, and they're building. They got I think it is the youngest or second youngest team in the NFL. They have, I think, now 12th or 13th most cap space, and they got a lot of draft picks.
Okay, so that's confirmed that they signed Daniel Jones and they tagged Barkley. Is that like what they did? Is it locked in?
That is all done. Daniel Jones got like 89 guaranteed. It's a 4-year deal, averaging at $40 million, but like his cap hit the first year is only like $19 million. So like he took a deal saying, hey, yeah, you take a shot on me, I'll help you rebuild. If it works out, I get my money on the back end. If it doesn't work out, you dump me in 2 years. I think that's a freaking dope. That's cool with me. Like 2 years, and you gave us a shot to like build around him. Like, I've never said that like Daniel Jones is a Hall of Fame quarterback, but like I don't see other options. You know, if Aaron Rodgers wanted to come to New York and play for the Giants for $35 million, sure, but like I don't think that was the option. Like,
okay. So what do the Giants do here in the rest of the offseason?
I would like to see maybe Hopkins, just depending on what exactly they want. If they don't want to really get those draft picks, they got free agency. I think they need to attack, secondary some more, linebackers some more. If they could pick up another guard, that would be great. Some type of wide receiver. I know a lot of Giants still want like Odell. And I mean, obviously my heart wants to say Odell, but like, can he play? Like, if he could play, then sure, I would love Odell to come back to New York. Like, get Odell, draft a wide receiver, get another linebacker, get another lineman, Evan Neal, get better. Let's get one of these top free agents. Because I feel like, New York is going to be a better place. Like as a free agent now, you saw Dayball, you saw the wins. You're going to be in New York City. You can get some money. The vibe's better there now. It's not like a nightmare team where like no one's gonna fucking go there. Like, okay, now this is a good team. Like, we can go play there. They're a young vibe. The coach looks cool. They look like, lets the players be themselves. That kind of shit. Like, that's really all you can really hope as your team. The owners, the GM, the coach for the Giants before, it was a joke. The team was a nightmare. It was an embarrassment to be a Giant fan. And not just the team, but the office, how they represented themselves. Like, they got rid of all that. So, like, I know you're an Eagles fan and, like, we're rivals, but, like, I think the whole NFC East just kind of improving, itself and, like, the good vibes around. Like, I love seeing the NFC East being back on top. It was dope.
How was the playoff game when you guys got embarrassed, like, 38-7? How was that for the outlook of the Giants?
I mean, that was, like, expected. I mean, obviously, I would...
Yeah,
I think it was expected. I don't think
38-7. Man, that's crazy.
I mean, but you guys did that to like everyone, though, right?
I mean, we were the greatest team in the NFC for sure.
So, like, like that's kind of like my thing. I have, like I told you, I think we had the conversation. Like, that's the bar. We got to play you guys twice a year. Like, we got to be able to compete with the Eagles. You want your division to be the best team. Like, you don't want to be in a shit division. Like, you want your division to be the best team. Like, you win out your division, you got a chance to win the Super Bowl.
So what's your prediction for the NFC East standings next year? End of the year, going to the playoffs, what's the standings looking like?
I think we all got relatively easier schedules again. I don't think it's easy as it was this past year for the entire NFC East. But... I don't know. I mean, I could see all three of us making the playoffs again. Cowboys, Eagles, and Giants making the playoffs again. All again with that like 9, 10, 11, 12 wins.
Okay.
I can see everyone at 10 wins again.
But the Eagles win the division. Are you guys second or third?
I don't know. It really depends on what the the Cowboys offseason does.
Man, say second. Cowboys suck, man. Damn, that's all you gotta say. You need to learn how to rile these guys up.
I am a real fan. Like I'm not like one. Like the Cowboys had some crazy pass rush. Like you guys had a crazy pass rush.
Oh
like God. I'm not gonna be one of like the Giants had an amazing season, but won a lot of very close games and had one of the least talented on paper player rosters there is.
So y'all suck. Was
it awesome to watch it? Did they have heart? Did they win? Yes. But there's no way that you could be a real football fan and actually talk with actual knowledge and be like, oh yeah, we're winning all those close games again. How many times in NFL history have we seen where a team does good one year, they won 6 close games in the final 2 minutes, and they lost all those games the next following year? Like it's.
All right, what would Xerxes do? He would say Giants are going 17-0.
Cowboys fans just talk. Every year's their year. That's why no one listens to Cowboys fans. They just think every year they're great. You know?
So is that going to be your return for Bot Wars when Xerxes finally shows up?
Hey, I'm here whenever he takes that invitation. I'm still just ashamed that he has never taken that invitation.
I think we had to crowd fund him. You know, we had to crowd fund him. I think he needs like 10 grand to show up just to play, not win. We need to crowd fund it. We need to crowd fund it. Yeah, just to play. Yeah, we got to crowd fund it. It's tough to do sometimes, but the crowd will fund some. It's crazy. The crowd will fund some dumb shit. Like I haven't been getting subs all crazy, and then one night they wanted me to play the chat. They went up there and just all of a sudden crowd funded like 200 subs for me to play some idiot in the chat. So now what I do is I have a bunch of creep Twitch names that I type in the chat with and be like, yo, W, I beat you. You won't play me right now. So that's what I'm going to do for the rest of the Madden season this month. It's going to be a random new name popping in the chat calling me out, and I'll get the chat to pay for me to play him, and then he'll randomly disappear. You know, see, I'm learning how to really just go with the
next
chat.
Level shit right
I'm
there.
telling you, yeah. See, they think that guy I played was somebody I didn't know. That's what's nuts. Like they really think it's some guy I didn't know, but it's really he lives down the street.
I truly believe that half of my first-time chatters that are trolling my chat are literally just CC in the morning that just created a new Twitch chat, and he's just trolling the shit out of me to try to get me to explode that morning.
That's a good thing. You know, I don't like. Well, I wanted to ask you this. Now I was kind of sleeping, so I didn't really get my notes down like I normally do. I have some, but I'm glad I remember this. What do your unban requests look like? Do you go over those in the chat, or do you do that on your own? Do you even look at them?
Never looked at them.
Oh, so do you never look at unban requests?
We pulled it up like one time. I think when Mutt was down. I want to say like it was like maybe like 2-3 months ago during December or something like that. And I quickly looked at it, and like a few of my mods were like, "Bro, it's real bad."
Oh my
and like
God.
we just turned it off.
Jesus.
It's very bad. It's bad.
That's tough. I realize you can't keep people banned, even the people that troll and hate, because if you only want the people that like you to watch you, then you'll only be half as successful as you could be. You know, that's how I feel. You need the trolls.
So what? You just think I should do a mass unban no matter what?
I don't know.
Said?
People probably nasty to you. I don't know. They're probably nasty to you. Now, obviously, there's unforgivable. Obviously, there's unforgivable stuff, right? But even mine, that's like 1% of people. But the other people are just mean trolls. And some people just get banned. Like if I lose the game, people are just absolutely in a cross. Like I lost the game last night, and some guy redeemed me to gift him a sub to my channel right after I lost the game. It went 0 on the clocks, and I lose the game. I'm pissed. And this guy redeems, can you gift, I redeemed Dubby gifts a sub right now. And he got banned. Now, I don't know if he'll get unbanned here at the end of the show. Who knows? But sometimes people get caught in the crosshairs of just me being mad, you know? So that's why I got to go through the unbans every week, because and honestly, nobody is safe. That's one of the keys to this. You got to make sure none of these guys are safe. Whether it's your most loyal viewer that's been subbed for 70 months, or it's a new booty. Everybody has to be on the same damn wave, the same damn punishment scale. Otherwise, this doesn't mean anything, you know. So, and every once in a while, you got to make an example out of somebody just for no reason, so they know to stay in line. Like, go get the hell out of here, and just ban somebody for a week, and then the rest of the chat like, oh shit, I got to be careful what I'm doing. You know, that's key.
Apparently, one of the boys' favorite moments of watching me, Gus and Snap and CC and everyone. Apparently, one day I raged and thought I ended the stream and didn't end the stream. But I'm sitting there like just off chat, just banning everyone in
Jesus.
chat, and they're just sitting there watching me in Skype, and I'm just ban, 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 and I'm just going through banning everyone and Gus and everyone just dying laughing. Good times.
That's tough. That's tough.
Sometimes the chat gets you. Sometimes you can't let them get to you, but when they get you bad.
All right, Mr. Giants fan. I got some questions for you. Giants. You are a lifetime Giants fan, right? Are you
Yes.
like your parents of Giants fans or something?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So you're not like a New York guy, but you're a Giants fan.
I mean, my family's born and raised in New York. That's why everyone asks me how I'm a Dodger and Giants fan, because my dad grew up Brooklyn Dodgers. Like, Dodgers were from New York, and that's how
A little fugazi.
that's how I grew up. That's with watching Dodgers and Giants.
A little fugazi. All right. Top 10 all-time New York Giants receiving leaders, yards in their career for the New York Giants.
Okay.
If you can get all 10, we'll give away $100 from the chat right now. If you can get all 10. I'll tell you. Okay.
Amani
These
Toomer.
are doable. He's number one. Number one, Amani Toomer.
Ike Hilliard.
Ike Hilliard's number 10. So you got to get everybody in between there. That's my error. Ike Hilliard.
Is Plexico on that list?
Plexico is 20.
Okay. So it's only for with them when they were with the Giants then, right?
I think so. I believe so. Yeah, Plexico
Okay,
got
okay.
3,600.
Okay.
So, yeah, definitely.
God, this is gonna be. I don't think Odell's up there.
Odell's
he didn't
number
play
2.
long enough.
He's number 2. Odell is number
Okay.
2 in the whole Giants franchise. So, this is going to be kind of tough.
Is there tight ends on there? Is Jeremy Shockey on that list?
No, there's not tight. Oh, they're kind of tight ends, split ends.
Victor Cruz, Mark Bavaro.
Victor Cruz is 11. Bavaro is 19. There's some old guys on here. You got to really know your Giants.
Yeah. Oh, Hakeem Nicks.
Hakeem Nicks is 9. You should get number 3. And all right. If I tell you, and there's one from the 90s. And there's a running back. There's 2 running backs, actually.
Tiki Barber?
Tiki Barber's number 4. Everybody else is an old guy, but the one old guy you should get. You should get the one old guy. The other guys I've never even heard of. So, but the old guy you should get. You should get the old guy. If it was the Eagles, I would get the old guy. In fact, this guy might be most famous for being killed by an eagle on the field. God,
Chad keeps on saying David Tyree. I don't think David Tyree.
David Tyree. Chad is 14 years old. I said old guy. It's not David Tyree.
No, it's not David Tyree.
Damn.
Oh, Frank.
Yeah,
Frank.
Look at Chat carrying you. Look at Chat carrying you. See?
Frank.
The Chat carry. Frank Gifford. See?
Yeah.
You gotta know that. That's an all-time Giant right there.
Yeah.
He did fumble 48 times in his career. You know, that's a lot of fumbles, as I see here. I don't know. Yeah, you're not. The chat not even gonna get the rest of these guys. Giveaway for this.
No.
There's one from the 90s, and since we know you're 40 years old, you would watch this guy.
Yeah, I mean, Hakeem Nicks, Ike Hilliard, Amani Toomer. That was so much of the glory days with everything. I mean, Mario Manningham, but I don't think he was on the Giants to register enough of the catches. Plexico, I already said he wasn't on there long enough to get the catches. Yeah, Bavaro, Shockey, Tiki obviously was just an easy one. none of the guys on the roster now have caught enough. Like Sterling Shepard, none of those guys are going to be anywhere on there. I don't know. I think that's all I know.
So Sterling Shepard is 16. He's not that far.
Yeah.
Yours franchise is kind of ass, really.
We just don't have wide receiver. We've never really had great wide receivers.
Well, you got Chris Callaway was the guy in the 90s. He was in the 90s from 92 to 98. But he really didn't even go that crazy. So Steve Smith is in 28. Yeah, the Giants.
Yeah, he didn't play for the Giants enough.
That's kind of a shitty franchise, really, when you think about it.
We have defense. We have defense.
Oh, you have defense. Oh, yeah, for sure. That's what every shitter says on Madden, too. We have defense.
Defense wins championships. We had Lawrence Taylor, the greatest.
All right, here we go.
Strahan, Taylor. Come on now.
All right, before you go, you got to do Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Now, Salty didn't know what the hell that was, all right, last week. He didn't know. I'm sure as a 40-year-old, you know what Who Wants to Be a Millionaire is.
Yes.
I'm sure you're dialed. You know how it works. You know how to run Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Now, you're going to be a little bit delayed. We got a minute to answer all these questions once it gets started.
Okay, so I get the 50-50, the phone a friend, and what's the other one? I forget what my three things are.
You get to poll like a fake audience they have, where they'll pretty much give you the answer for free, or they'll give you somewhere to go. I don't know. Like I said, our record's 2,000. Before we start this, we got to get a bet going. Do you get to 2,000? That's the bet.
Okay.
I don't know. Are you confident in your Who Wants to Be a Millionaire ability?
Woo. I mean, I know a lot of stupid shit, but like, I don't know. If I get some TV and movie questions in here, I might be able to skip past the first. The first few rounds are pretty good though. Like I feel like I can get to 6. We're getting to 6. We're getting to 6.
You're getting to 6? Okay.
Yeah.
Now you have to answer the 6th question correctly for the bet, boys. For the bet, he has to essentially move on to 4,000. That's the bet. I mean, he's a 40-year-old man. He's got a lot of experience. He's seen a lot of things. Used car salesman, once sold a washer to a homeless man. Never seen it before. This guy bought a washer, had nowhere to plug it in, but Scomo sold it to him. We don't know where he got the washer. If it fell off a truck, we don't know. But he sold it to a homeless man. There he is. So this man, he knows a thing or two about trivia. He can get this done. You know what I'm saying? He can make it to number 7. All right, the first one should be free. Which one of these expressions is best to describe a person who was very pleased?
I'm going A, tickled pink.
Okay, now after I hit this button, we're going to be on 60 seconds every rip, all right?
All right.
So we got to dial it in. So here we go. And tickled pink is correct. Next question is, something described clearly and concisely is often said to be explained in a what? A pickle, a nutshell, a pork rind, or a sesame seed?
E, nutshell.
Okay, that's pretty easy. Okay, hot.
We're cruising. Those are easy.
All right. According to a popular saying, if you feel something deeply, you feel it from the bottom of your what? Bottom, the bottom of your heart, the bottom of your stomach, or the bottom of your shoes? Ooh.
B, bottom of your heart.
Okay, all right. You're hot right now. I can't lie. He might set the record. All right.
I feel bad for the other people that weren't getting these questions.
A dermatologist is best suited to treat which of these medical conditions? Cavity, skin rash, headache, heart murmur.
Skin rash, B.
Oh my God, we're on a B run right now too. Every answer's been B lately. All right, here we go. This is the $1,000 question right here. 2 more for the bets. Which of these shapes also fits the common definition of a rectangle? Circle, triangle, ellipse, or square?
Rectangle would be I'm hesitating on that. Square.
Okay. All right. Lock it in. This is where it gets tough. This is for the bets. As we move on to 2000, this is for the record right now. What is unique about the wives in 1975 movie The Stepford Wives? They're British, they're school teachers, they're sisters, or they're robots? You missed the movie.
Stepford Wives.
40 seconds. Do you need a lifeline?
Let's do the 50-50.
All right. They are British or they're robots?
They're robots.
Chat likes robots. Are you dialing in robots?
Dialing in robots.
All right. Oh, that's tough.
Is it wrong?
Okay, you got it. You got it. You got it.
Okay. I
You
thought
got
it was robots.
You
I
dialed it
thought
in.
so. Okay.
Which of
We're
the
good. We're
following
good.
phrases appears in the title of the 1985 Stephen King movie about werewolves? A gold hammer, a wooden stake, a silver bullet, or a sweet misery?
Which of the following phrases appears in the title? That's Sweet Misery, right?
I don't
Oh
know the
wait.
answer
No,
to
no,
this.
no, no.
I know you kill a werewolf with a silver bullet, but I don't know. I don't know that. I don't know. I'm not big on my Stephen Kings.
All right, let's do the chat. Let's do the chat.
Poll this one. Let's see what the poll is.
Yeah, the
They
poll.
like C.
Okay.
They like silver bullet. That's what the
Okay,
poll
C.
says.
Yeah, C.
Are we
Okay.
locking in C? Are we locking it in?
C. We're
All
locking in
right.
C.
Wooden
So you're
stack.
telling me no one made it past 6, even with their
There it is. Nope. Well, they don't. Well, I can't lie. A lot of people just full set and didn't use all their lifelines and just guessed it wrong. By definition, which of the following might be portrayed in a still life painting? A fruit basket, a bicycle race, a flowing river, or a singing choir? Still life.
By
painting.
definition, which of the following might portray in a still life painting? Fruit basket.
Okay, yeah, that one's pretty easy. I can't lie. They're giving. I didn't know the step for Wive one, but I got every other one. Okay.
Okay.
He's at number 9, 16,000. The state of Montana derives its name from a Latin word meaning what? Vast, mountainous, snowy, or northern? That's tough.
I want to say it's mountainous. I'm going mountainous.
Are you
B.
just sending? Are you just
I'm sending mountainous.
This is how they all lose. All right.
I think it's vast, but now it's B. It's B. Mountainous. Mountainous.
Oh, it's hot. Oh my gosh, this is
mountainous.
This is
Let's go.
He's at 32,000.
Yellowstone knowledge right there. Let's go.
What U.S. state currently has a picture of George Washington on its state flag? Washington, Delaware, Virginia, or New Jersey?
So what's my phone a friend?
You'll call somebody and they'll just give you the answer. I don't know if it's right, but they'll just give an automated person. I don't even know if it'll say somebody.
Oh, okay. Oh,
I don't even know how. I don't think we've never got to this point. You want to try it?
Okay. Yeah. Let's call someone.
Your friend says, I'm not even sure I understand the question. My best guess would be A, but I don't want you to lose if I'm wrong. So carefully think about the choice you feel is correct. Chat is going B. You got 20. I don't know. It's Washington. Oh, that's tough. I mean, his name is Washington.
I'm going Virginia.
You're going Virginia? Bust out?
I'm going Virginia.
That's against the chat and this against the guy that called? All right, here we go.
Yes, I'm going Virginia.
Oh, it was A. He was right. That's it.
Oh, he was right.
The guy you called was right. Damn.
Okay,
There it is. There it is. What did he get to? He set the record. I mean, you set the record for the podcast. Absolutely set the record. So, yeah, you can't. You can't. It was a good run. I don't think anybody will ever get to, whatchamacallit. Where am I at here? I don't think they'll ever get that far again, really. You went a little crazy. You didn't agree.
I'm here just to exceed expectations.
You did not listen to the automated friend. You didn't listen to him. You called somebody, and then that guy, and then you just said, you know what? I don't care about your answer.
I don't know why. I just thought about my friends would tell me the wrong answer on purpose, so I instantly thought he was setting me up for failure. So
it was an automated person that was there for. Jeez.
That's how bad my friends have. Just literally. I can't trust anybody.
That's tough. All right, buddy. Is there anything else you want to talk about before we get out of here? I know it's getting late for you. And it's Skype call time. Your boys are in Skype. I want you to break down why we still use Skype. You and all the old mutt guys are in Skype calls. I
have no idea. I love Discord. I use Discord. You know me. I'm using Discord. I use Discord all day. It's a tough situation. I don't know. I
don't get it.
When you talk about it, everyone's like, "Oh no, we're cool," and then when you try to move them, they're like, "Nah, we ain't moving." They're like, "Bro, like you."
Discord is like I swear it's easier.
It is. It is.
Like there's just a room and you just click in and go. And I've been in Discord with CC. He knows how to use it.
He does.
So
they all do. They all do. Scomo merch is coming. Merch sites, refresh Dubby Need It site is going to be coming.
Yep.
The Scomo merch site is coming. New site for Toke is coming. Dimu's is already live, and then CC is going to be coming too. Everyone that is signed with me under Snapback Agency will have merch coming here soon.
New merch, new layouts, everything coming in hot, boys. We're ready for some Eddie Eyeballs merch here in the springtime. Super stoked for that. As long as they never get rid of creative players, I will be playing MLB The Show religiously. So we're excited for that, and MLB's out in like 3 weeks now. So there it is.
Very well.
All right,
That's
buddy.
one thing you have not played me. Are you gonna play me this year?
No, what I started to realize that I'm like better than you at that game. I'm like, I really am. You're trash. You're trash. Like last year, the first year, I think this was my 3rd year of MLB. I want to say the one I just played. I was like too good this year. Like I was making World Series easily, and it was kind of boring when you get like that good at something. It's kind of like I got to the point where like I'm too good, but I'm still ass. So like I'm not good enough to beat good people, but I'm not bad enough to struggle to make World Series anymore. So it's like I was kind of like, this is kind of trash, you know. Like I can't beat AJ and Gunsky. Although I once played Little Man, and he won the game 5-4 in 13 innings. So like when I
beat Kyle, so
yeah, there you go. See,
whenever you think you're ready,
exactly. So there's really no skill gap in that game. It's really just who gets lucky and hits a home run once in a while, for real. So and these guys think it's some skillful game of thinking. It's actually for an idiot can play that game for the most part. There's no madness to it. There's nobody that throws a strike when it's 2-0. They just do whatever the hell they want. There's just no baseball knowledge or anything to that game. It's actually a crock of shit, and people just go out there and play and just nobody puts thought into it. That's why I can't compare it to Madden. It's just a completely different game and completely more juvenile for the most part. But all right, buddies. Like I said, is there anything else you want to talk about?
No, I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for the invite.
Last minute, man.
It
was one of those days where I was like, damn, I don't even want to do no show, man. I'm tired. But then I looked, my chat, they had to go to work today. So, let's go. So I appreciate you coming on, answering some questions. I hope some people in here realize, I know Scomo normally streams in the morning, so some of these night guys might have to check him out there at 10 a.m. every morning. Where's Matty Ice at? Oh, he's not a mod anymore. Vasquez, can you put Scomo's links in my chat? You guys probably know, but we'll flood the chat up pretty good. But I appreciate you coming by, buddy, and I'll talk to you tomorrow for sure.
Absolutely. Later, boys.
All right. There he is, the man, Scomo. There he is. Big dubs for the old man of Madden. There it is, the link, Scomo. Make sure you guys go follow him. Because I can't lie, when I'm up sometimes with my son and I always have a stream on, it's fun. Now, Scomo is in a world where once he starts playing, like, people leave the stream. And it's like, when he's in the menus, it's like they're flocking in there to see, because he knows about Mutt. Like, he knows Mutt. I mean, he's not Joe Bruin, but, he knows Mutt. That's my buddy. So, Scomo is branching out to be a esports manager. So, we're all kind of under his management now. And I can't lie, learning all about him selling stolen furniture and selling cars got me more confident in his managerial abilities, boys. What do we think? I think he's A+ manager. So, yeah, it's like me and CC and Dimu and Toke and the boys. So, we're all kind of, and he's out here working. He's out here hustling, See, Lamar Jackson, this was crazy. Lamar Jackson has no agent, and now we have Scomo. So, who's really winning at the end of the day? Like, if Lamar Jackson has Scomo as an agent, he'd have $60 million by now, right, boys? Like, let's go real. He's a menu streamer. Joe is market guy in Buffalo. Okay. So what am I? What am I? Just a rage? Am I just a rager streamer? Am I just not a menu person or what? What do I classify as? Okay, just rager. Bald rager. Oh, I'm in the comp side? Okay, nice. W. I'm an ass? Who am I an ass to? Let's just be honest. I'm an ass to people. I'm a ass to people. Scomo really broke the record for. I didn't have Scomo breaking the record. Can we be honest though? He got some easy ass questions, right? He got some easy ass questions on the old. He got some easy ass questions though. Yeah, Mahoy, you seen it. Like he low key got he got an easy road. I don't know if people are gonna beat that road though. But like a smart man, he used all his lifelines. It kind of went to shit when he went out there and didn't listen to the lifeline. Like that was a nasty part of things, really. Let's check out what we got over here in the old unban. Does the carpet match the drapes? This guy got banned mid-podcast. Skimbo's shortlist scream coming soon. Double gulp Skimbo is fucking wild. RG is Madden's stepchild. The resemblance is nutty. What? Alright, Boosh. Bosh. Yo, this dude is nasty. You look 40. G.I. Joe. Boomer Podcast. We gotta bring him back. That's a good man. Caleb Hicks. Oh, look. Yo, this is what I was losing by like 21 points last night. What would your name be if it wasn't Dub Dot? Oh my god, bro. A heater of a question, right? Bring my man back. This guy, no, this is the guy that after that, my man Chief, he went and redeemed Dubby gifts after I lost a game of Madden. I read dollar gets paid. It's a pretty impressive cock. Pretty impressive, honestly. Little Ninja. Shouldn't have called you Chris, and you know I be trolling. Can't wait to make the podcast debut. And when you're reading this, a decision on Lamar Jackson will have been made. I'm calling it now. Exclusive franchise tag. My man Little Ninja is back. This is what I mean. It'd be a lot of regulars getting dunked on in here. It really do. That's what you gotta make examples. Yeah, I don't know what that was about, DA. I'm sorry. I didn't know there was a cock picture in my chat. I didn't know that. I'm sorry. Canada down bad. How you get abilities I ain't never seen CFM before. Mountain Dew reduce your sperm count. She is bad. Damn, X wide open. I'm done bullshitting. Not gonna lie, you literally just sitting there to do some shit. Jump up and down or something. This shit boring. Change the Twitch title to me just sitting here. Oh my god. What is this shit, dog? Oh my god, it's gameplay after 30 minutes of nothing. Bring my man back, bro. Cade. How do you get your breath to smell like ass? I want to bring joy to the chat, no hate. Oh my god. Oh my god. He's gonna drop the soap for me after a while. Cram, take the penis out your mouth so I can understand you. Bring Cade back. I like his energy. Medford? Oh my god. Yo. Oh, dude. Noah's Ark was never built. Whoa. 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 Come on, Noah's Ark. We gotta be better there. We just gotta be better, boys. He just gotta be better. He just gotta be better right there. Just gotta be better. He's just gotta be better. We expect better. We expect better. All right, boys. This was the Needed Podcast, episode 197. What are we doing for the 200th episode? What should we do? What should we do? A live podcast? All right. Here's another one. Boss Bot Wars Live. Boss Bot Wars Live, boys. If Boss Bot Wars Live was in Vegas, would you guys show up? And if Boss Bot Wars Live had a tournament, an open tournament, would you guys show up? Vegas. Now I want to put a poll out. Put a poll out on Twitter. Right? And I need you guys to answer it, because if you guys answer it, we have a better opportunity of getting different venues and different hotel packages and deals like that, you know? Right? So if we show a hotel, look, we can get 100 people to come. They'll be like, oh, really? It's either Vegas or Philly, you know? Circus, let's go. Do Illinois. Yeah, honestly, Wicked, how about we do it in your backyard? That would be, like, cool. Wouldn't it? If we did it in your backyard? If we did it in your backyard. How about Iowa? How about West Virginia? Boss Bot Wars Live. Atlantic Liddy. I can't lie though. If we have Boss Bot Wars Live, Bobby got to come out of retirement. Bobby's got to come out of retirement. Alright, let me copy this. Here's the tweet, boys. Boss Bot Wars Live, Vegas. There's the tweet right there. Go vote. Vote it up. Bobby is the next Leon Sandcastle. He is. Don't do Toronto. That's a great idea. Toronto. Actual awesome. Actual awesome, Toronto. Actually an awesome idea, Toronto. How about we do like Montana? Smack, thank you. I'm glad you guys liked it. Alright, boys, this was the Needed Podcast. That tweet is up for you guys watching this on the YouTube. Exclamation point podcast in the chat. It has its own YouTube channel. If you guys missed that, our own YouTube channel is live on the podcast. In fact, another thing I did was I started a new channel, the 6th channel of Dub Dot, which is kind of nuts. But I made this channel just to talk shit about sports, you know, because I'm tired of the shitters talking, you know, our sports takes, our sports talks, and everything like that. You know, we gotta do that. Card to the Saints, stuff like that. That's that YouTube channel. It's called Dubby Takes. All my sports takes in one spot, so we can do content over there. Because I feel like that's something that we venture out into as we grow in our content road. Talking more spots. Michael Jordan's the second best player. Damian Lillard's overrated. I've been telling you Ja Morant's overrated. Then he's playing with guns. Lamar Jackson's a fucking idiot for not having an agent. What else do you want to talk about, you know? Stuff like that, you know? Because it gets you guys riled up. I love Zion. Eric, I'm high on Zion. I don't know what's up with him. Maybe his body's not going to hold up. He is a girthy individual. Maybe his body just simply won't hold up. I think he's definitely a top 10 player in the NBA. I think he's amazing. But, you know, what are you going to do? Eagles team is back. You know. But, yeah, I think the entire sports take avenue is wide open. Can't wait to start doing more of that, especially Eagles stuff, Eagles, Sixers stuff. People are idiots, man. And it's a great debate because everybody has an opinion. Nobody can really talk Madden that much with me or argue Madden, you know, but sports, everybody has an opinion because nobody knows shit, right? Isn't it the best part about sports? everybody has opinion and everybody's always wrong, you know? Eagles team tomorrow, but this was the new podcast, episode 197. We're close to 200, boys. Let's get it.